significant counter to this to some extent, as when you break line of sight and you go invisible, you're able to avoid the stun from Viper. But we are going to be jumping right on into the game, kicking it off over here with Alliance and Wolves, scrapping out a beautiful parry coming out from ZK, but the F3 from the Kurumi going to be able to mitigate all of that damage. No follow-up potential. It's going back and forth now. A huge Dragon Slayer from the side of Wolves, locking down multiple players. The follow-up comes through with the Hang Sword as well. NHQ taking a bit of damage, forced to try and kite away and ice off the pressure. BBE going to be jumping in, as well as the third partiers, the Viper composition, trying to hold down these players. XCM, he's running as fast as he can, going for the overhaul, base the parry, and gets overheld himself, but the cube is already up, ladies and gentlemen. The Hardy ultimate is already in play, coming in, trying to peel for his teammates. The Tesla ultimate does come through. The charm onto ZK does get locked down and taken out. XCM now taking a bit of damage, forced to use that combo breaker. The F3 is going to come out there and finally take down XCM, and now it's just a matter of cleaning out this fight for BBE. It looks as though they're going to be able to make short work of him with those double parries back to back.
That's a big win off spawn for BB, and that's what I'm saying. Vietnamese teams really good at pairing, really good at working off each other. But going to the south, we got X1 versus EWG. Zidiana Viper looking for Dragon Slayer with the flank, able to get part of it, easily deleting one of them. Now in a 2v3 situation, can EWG bring this back? Toothpick on the back line, converging on one of them, and they're going to trade out, bring it back to a 2v2. EWG with life in them. LYD trying to hold the line, but Zyolt's going to be popping up. Wuchen port is forced out. Now EWG needs to get up their Kurumi. They are going to res. Will they go and try to follow up? No, they're just going to back off. They know the Zyult is up. They don't want to continue fighting. They want to lick their wounds and see if they can re-loot up, get a better fight.
Absolutely, you know, it's a bit dangerous there. In that 2v2 situation, it's typically just the safer option to try and get that resurrection secured on your teammate. And you know, if they look to re-aggress, you can try and play reactively and see what happens. But neither team are looking for that aggressive play. Also, side note, JDG taking a little bit of a quieter start to their game, and it looks as though they've already managed to secure that red Soul Jade, the Vulpine Essence, onto their Wuchen. Their very early pickup for this red Soul Jade, able to absolutely speed run it, the strats, the pathing, to make sure that you can get those coins as fast as humanly possible. I imagine that the coaches have put these teams through the drills and tried to optimize their pathing to get as many coins as quickly as possible so they can secure this objective early on. And it definitely shows. I don't think I've ever seen anyone get Vulpine Essence that quickly in a game. But funnily enough, we're actually slowing down a little bit. We don't have those Fireflies in play, so a lot of these teams, after the very initial engagements, have decided to go out and try and find some loot for themselves, especially those teams that have gone down and already used those rebirths. As we can see, quite a few kills have already been put up on the board. The top four, Wolves, FPX, ASC, BBE, have all managed to accumulate 3 eliminations each, and then SS1 and EWG X1 have all managed to pick up 1 elimination as well. So quite a few eliminations going down, and but I was going to say, but it's slowed down now. No, it hasn't. SS1 and X1, the 2-1 teams, are back at it, back into the action. X1 ZDI popping that Viper ultimate within that Tumulk ult. Going to be able to lock down at least one here. 2-2 does get eliminated and taken down. LYD having taken a bit of damage on the Wuchen, looking to fade back, getting outside of that Tumulk ultimate and ready and waiting with that Wuchen ult to disengage if need be. It looks as though they're going to be disengaging, but not necessarily using the Wuchen ult just yet. EWG coming into the fray, third-party situation, looking to try and focus down SS1. Rosemary in a bad spot, trying his best to stay alive, but is not to be. He does get taken down in the 1 versus 2, and now we're over to Imperium Raven. Are we seeing the red longsword come out this game?
Moonbane's going to be invested Will we see the red longsword? Definitely possibility. 9 players alive right now, but FPX is going to be diving onto Alliance. FPX is going to be invested, denying all of this damage onto the Takeda, but Junks on the Kylan's coming in hot, putting the Takeda into the blender. Cannon shots coming out from the third party. Junks looking to get a kill confirm right now, putting maximum pressure onto Alliance, but on the outside there is one more team. Alliance's Takeda will fall. Junks out of his ultimate now, still trying to follow up, finish off Revenge. We want all these kills right now. Temi fighting back, gonna send that one charge R&B with the flank. Junkso sees the third party from ASC, and great cube coming out for them, able to avoid the third party, get a couple kills, and still stay alive, keeping that nice loot. Now the objective of ASC and all these Viper teams, they're trying to catch these Hottie teams off guard while they're fighting other teams, to try to take those purple and gold weapons away. It's one of the big things when you catch one of these macro compositions, these teams that are trying to get to these end games, you get a ton of loot from them. Now FPX is going to get sniffed out by ASC. They have a Moonbane ready. Viper's flying in, gets the F3 down onto the, I believe, zipping. B1's going to be coming out. Tessa ult comes out. They are going to capture the Kylan with the Tessa ult. They don't get the stun, unfortunately. The Tessa ult will come down. Nice F1 from the zipping to deny the damage.
Oh, the back parry!
The Hottie is going to get the parry. And now FPX reeling, getting fought back of ASC. We're going to get another reset from the Wuchen, using this Moonbane as protection. A little spooky for FPX. Do they want to continue the pressure, or will they back out? X1's going to be joining in the fray. Bat signal in the sky. Moonbane summoning all the teams. ASC has to be careful right now. Can they pick up more kills, Duncan?
This is going to be tough as the Moonbane is ticking down, and all of these teams in the area are likely well aware that this team has used quite a few of their cooldowns already, trying to fend off the assault from the third partiers. And they might have to try and cut noise and fully break away from this engagement, as they definitely are in a vulnerable state. Speaking of a vulnerable state, Junks not looking as though he's going to be able to make it out of this, but he does pop that ultimate, looking to commit this ult, as he doesn't have very much time left on his rebirth. He's certainly looking to try and hold on to the resources that he's managed to pick up so far, having that purple fan. You don't want to be giving that away, but oh my goodness! That musket shot did so much damage. What on earth? That was about 500 damage in one hit. Definitely a headshot, I would imagine. Perhaps slow shot already? Who knows, really? But that was quite a bit of damage. A very nice little snipe there on to the Kylan. Not able to make it out. A little bit of a movement error, unfortunately, on his part. Not able to grab onto the lip of the roof there and scale rush away, unfortunately. And now we're seeing all of these teams breaking away, getting out of Imperium, and I imagine heading on over to a Realm of Yang portal, or the Spirit Wells. Speaking of Realm of Yang, we're going to be diving in here with DRG and Wolves going head-to-head. DRG certainly at a slight advantage, as they do have at least one of their members with purple armor on this Zai composition. Wolves going to dive in. XCM taking a bit of damage on the drop down. The Hardy cube has already been put in the air. The Kylan ultimate now coming online to respond to this Matari ultimate. The Comet, the Meteors coming out from the Zai as well. Finding that Karumi now, trying to lock her down to try and force out this Karumi ultimate, as they have used all 3 of their ultimates. They need to try and force out these cooldowns as fast as possible, or take down one of these members, as they are going to be at a disadvantage if they don't manage to do so. But they do indeed. They take down this Karumi. A parry comes through, but no follow-up. Kakaishi gets caught by the meter burn on the nunchucks. It's not looking too good for DRG. They do manage to take down ZK, taking it down to a 2 versus 2. And now NHQ is in a bad spot. The Zai ultimate doing so much. The focus slide coming through. Unlosable neutral Raven. God damn.
DRG with the clutch up, now going into the other Realm of Yang. WBG's Jing on the Kylan, put it in the work. putting the Zai into the blender, but Zai's trying to hold on to his ultimate. Can he get some value? The same thing of DRG, same situation, but EWG, the momentum swinging in WBG's favor, able to pick up the kill. Han's gonna be dropping down, or Kylan with the cube flank. Trying to find the thing. Axiel has fallen. It's up to Jing to bring this back to even. EWG now in a 2v1 situation, but Jing is really, really low. It's not gonna matter though. Sleepwalker is gonna clutch it up, cleaning up Cookie. And back-to-back fights. We got the Zai Matari Karumi's fighting against the Kylan compositions. I do believe that the Kylan comp is probably the strongest composition next to Siphon, but it's really, really close. And we're seeing the likes of Wolves. They had the highest average points when it comes to Perdoria. They have a really, really good off spawn, and they know how to navigate endgame perfectly. Now, they were super dominant the first week, a little bit of the second week, but now the veteran teams are catching up to Wolves. Can they show that same dominance? They did fall inside Rumble Yang, but they do have 3 minutes to hopefully cure this Yang depletion and find another kill. It's what defines you as a great team, Duncan. It's not when everything's going right. It's like, can you bring it back when everyone expects you to lose? Wolves is going to have their first test of the day.
They are indeed. Also, I wanted to know that it's interesting that this is still the new patch. This is the new patch. Not only do we have a bunch of changes happen to weaponry, but also to characters. But hold on, we will continue that thought in a moment. We've got a fight going down between WBG and JL. One Feng does take down Axiel, but fortunately for WBG, they do have that Vermilion Bird's Might. So even if they do get taken down here, they are going to have the rebirth available. Jing going for the jump parry onto the Hangsword LMB. As we all well know, you can just be tab dodging that one, but in those kind of situations, it can be a bit of a toss-up, and doesn't look for it. Instead, goes for the jump parry, doesn't find it, unfortunately, and does manage to make it out alive, at least for the moment. But we're heading on over to Wolves, the team to watch at the moment, as they do have Yang depletion. 1 minute and 50 seconds left on the clock. They're trying to scrap it out up against DRG here. WX98 desperately trying to stay on his feet, rolling away, tap dodge, roll to victory, trying to stay alive. Unfortunately, not able to do so. Damage comes through, and one of these Yang depletions does get cleansed onto ZK. Now XCM looking to follow up. Don Cube 9 is getting focused down. The Zai ultimate comes through. Now the last man standing on the team, and it looks like Wolves is going to be able to cleanse that Yang depletion and stay alive going forward in this game. But I want to go back to this point, but we'll have to continue talking about it later. Raven, take it away. Alliance up against BBE. Who wins this one?
On the Viper, big stun gonna be coming out, but Temmie, nice job putting in a nice Temmie circle to get them out of that situation. Alliance here as well. EWG is here as well. 4 teams all fighting on the edge of the zone. Very, very dicey situation. EWG on the cusp with that Yang depletion, fighting against this Draco Storm. The shoves are coming out, but the Zai will not be denied. Luye able to get that kill on to Alliance Revenge. Now Alliance Yuma trying to hide, finds a little bit of a pocket, but he can't hide. The follow-up is too much. Draco Storm is too much. Yuma will fall in zone, but EWG, they might have overstayed their welcome. JDG is coming back with the vengeance. Matari ult's going to be coming down a little bit too soon. Now, they need this for momentum, but Jing on the Viper trying to defend against the pressure. Kurumi ult's going to be invested, but Jing now hop into V1.
Oh, beautiful.
Stun coming out. Cookie in a tough position. The Kurumi is going to be executed. Valiant effort by Zai on the Matari with F2. Not able to peel for his Kurumi in time. And finally, the Zai will fall. JDG, a big clutch up in the zone.
Absolutely, and yeah, you said that Matari ultimate a little bit too early, tried to use it for the tempo, but unfortunately weren't able to make something happen during that Matari ult, and immediately were punished by Jing with that Viper ultimate, perfectly timed, able to to time it so that just as they came out of stealth, they were going to get stunned up and CC'd. So definitely very nicely done by JDG. The patience, not pulling the trigger too early on that Viper ultimate. But back to what I wanted to say before, this patch, not only have we seen the changes to weapons and characters, but we have seen a change to Draco Storm. Now, when you pick up Draco Storm in the realm of Yang as the buff of choice, you do get all of your rage replenished. So all of your ultimate's charge gets given to you, just like the other buffs have done so in the past. But interestingly, no team who went to the Realm of Yang and won the Realm of Yang opted to go for the Draco Storm pickup and instead went for the Vermilion Bird's Might, as I imagine it is a slightly safer pick, at least for the first Yang, but perhaps that will change in the second Yang. Perhaps we won't see White Tigers, perhaps we'll be seeing Draco Storm getting picked up here as we have this fight in the Realm of Yang unfold. DRG going to the sky, Dong Xing looking to dive onto this zipping with that F2 from the Zai, taking her to lower HP. The Hardy Cube coming in clutch, able to save the day, but oh my goodness, Jing, the Kylin, taking so much damage, able to cube out just in time, and now has time to utilize that ultimate. The healing is going to be coming through, focusing down this Zai, trying to lock her down at least a little bit and force out this Zai ultimate, as if it gets delayed, it's going to be difficult to stand up against it once the Kylin ultimate goes down. The F3 comes through, the Karumi ultimate as well, keeping him topped up on HP. That empowered wave is going to come through, but the Scale Rush comes in and locks him down. He's not able to stay alive. No peel comes through from the side of DRG. WBG looking to take out this team and succeed in the Realm of Yang. WX98 unfortunately not able to do anything in the 1 versus 2 situation. A beautiful parry coming through from Kakaishi, manages to pick up that golden staff as well. Going to be upgrading that weaponry, and now does have the staff to potentially try and kite this out. Looks for the jump parry in, doesn't find it. Now the jump LMBs are going to be coming out. Another material comes through, the slap and the pistol shot to finish him off. Ooh, good lordy. Are we seeing the Draco Storm here though, Raven? That's the question.
Most likely. They were doing it even when the ultimate didn't refresh, but WBG, what a crazy turnaround. They immediately get all their abilities burnt out. Really, really clean execution from DRG. Keeping up all the pressure. There's Zai, super impressive, sticking to Axiao on the zipping and Walker on the hottie like glue. Now we're going to get a little bit of J, and we haven't been seeing them at all today. My favorite team, former world champs, VBV and TXJ, getting into that flow, dominating this Naraka Pro League this season. Now, they were known before as group play warriors, but this season, they're warriors everywhere. They're doing it in group play. They're doing it in the bi-weekly finals. Now, DRG has 4 minutes and a half. Can we say it's a new patch at this point? The extended time, for me at least, it's still always new. Every time I look at that clock and I'm like, oh, we're real comfortable. 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Able to find Axio in the corner. Nice stagger coming out from DRG. And this is what I was saying. Even inside the Realm of Yang, these guys were really, really synergizing, playing well off each other's abilities, getting nice juggles, nice follow-up combos. We saw that scale rush into the execution with the new katana. Is that going to be a new trend? Are more players going to use katana today?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, especially if one of these teams managed to get their hands onto Soul Slash. I've tried it out myself, and Soul Slash definitely feels a lot better to use. It feels a lot nicer. The hitbox being larger makes it much easier to secure damage and have your team follow up. So certainly, I think that if we see that Soul Slash get picked up, we will be seeing it getting utilized. But I don't know if just the changes to base katana are truly enough to bring it into the trios meta. I think that if you manage to get your hands on Jade, sure, but without it, I'm not all that certain. I think that Hangsword likely still still sits on top there if you're talking about the weapons as base without any Soul Jades being added. And then even with Soul Jades, Aurora Burst, although it has received nerfs, it has had its damage reduced and this silence duration on confirmation reduced, it still is an extremely good Soul Jade as it has that huge AoE. The focus armor on that Jade is golden once you get past that initial stage. So Golden Focus plus the AoE plus the silence, even though it's shorter, I think still will likely end up being more of a priority than Soul Slash. However, you know, if you have Soul Slash, you don't have Aurora Burst, I think Soul Slash is definitely going to be a much better pickup nowadays.
Yeah, before it was really unusable. We're going to DRG. Nice, that's all coming out from JL, disrupting their chase down, taking advantage of that to get the double test solid. Big deep fire coming in. Everyone's getting juggled right now. No gold after stop any of this damage. DRG's Dom Q on the Zai, using that meteor to divvy up this damage. Nice coordination coming up from JL, but they are going to hit and run, get that nice poured out. DRG, really, really good recovery right there. They almost got 100-0 within that Tessa ult. Triple focus attack from JL. Now, Wolves and WBG, it looks like Zem, they're going to lose their Hottie, but with their Kylan and Zipping alive, going to try to find a res right now, but WBG is going to be holding zone, waiting for these guys to come back in. ZK recognizing the danger. Are they going to force this res? No teammate left behind. JL's coming in to try to scoop up some freebies, forcing WBG away. They're not going to be able to sit there and camp the res of Wolves, but JL will be there now. WBG, there's a wall of players waiting for Wolves. Can they make it back in alive? Already one down.
It's going to be a tall order to ask of them. XEM losing another teammate now and getting it stunned up by this Tessa Charm. Does get focus attacked by that Katana in the back from another team. Runs straight into the clutches of JL here. Fortunately, no escape for Wolves. Although, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's not the worst game to have off the rip. You know, they did manage to secure 7 eliminations. 7.5 to start off the day is not bad. You know, it's certainly not a bad game. It's a consistency game, and that's what it's all about, Raven. Consistency. We love to see it. You know, as long as you're putting those points up on the board, 10 points-ish each game, you're going to be coming away from the day with 60 or so points, and that is certainly a very solid performance that a lot of these teams sometimes just aren't able to put on the board. But here, taking a look at FBX, they are certainly happy with themselves as they've managed to pick up 6 eliminations so far, get their hands on a White Tiger's Prowess buff here from the Spirit Well. Going to be going into this transitional period of the game, mid to end game situation with a buff. Very, very safe. I would imagine they're feeling pretty strong. They're likely not going to be taken down with ease, especially considering the double golden armor they've managed to get their hands on. But as we go into this end game scenario, we're starting to see the number of players dwindle down. 19 players left alive at the current time. JDG lurking on the outside of this area. DRG in the area as well, looking to not necessarily commit to a fight. However, speaking of committing to a fight, X1 and SS1 going up against each other. It feels as though these are rivals, just continuously scrapping it out every time I see them. They do manage to take down the last remaining member of SS1, but they may have put themselves in a bit of danger here, Raven, because they don't have all that much HP and they're running into a lot of players.
Yeah, riding zone, really, really dicey. A lot of these Viper teams trying to pick off anyone who wants to overextend right now. It looks like ZDI is going to be the first victim of this overextension. FPX coming in, super scale, triple gold armor, looking to pick up all of these aggressive Viper teams as they snowball out of control. FPX at 6 kills, leveraging this huge lead. But the thing about the Viper composition is that it doesn't need much to finish you off. That F3 coming off from the Viper, as long as he has a purple weapon, is going to be doing tons of damage. Now, FPX has to be careful right now. 80% Moonbane's coming in, taking up 80% of the zone, forcing everyone to the edge. DRG, their execution has been phenomenal all day, but they are getting lobbied by everyone. The cannon shots from both sides peppering them up to the point where they are gonna risk it all to get through the zone. Now FPX doesn't want to fall into the zone, doesn't need to take a risk. They're up to 6 kills right now. Still 15 people left alive. 12 possible kills available to them, and JL on the outside pressuring in, taking advantage of all these teams rotating around. We got TXJ with that meteor, with the white cannon, still that consistent pressure with the cannon, able to rotate everyone away from them. And you're seeing on the minimap in the top right just how free this space is now for JL.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a very nice spot to be in as well, as they are right next to this spirit well, although it can be a little bit dangerous, especially if they have a team come up behind them. But having pressured them off of that space, they are able to turn their attention over to the spirit well that has just spawned in, and it is going to be the White Tiger's prowess. Now, another change that came through with the most recent patch, the patch that NBPL is now currently on, is that White Tiger's prowess was adjusted. It was nerfed, so that skadoosh effect that we've seen before, where the entire lobby simply explodes as the chain of White Tiger's prowess roars comes through and just takes down all of the health of these players. We're not going to be seeing that as often. It's going to be much more staggered, as now once you've been hit by one of those shockwaves, you have an immunity to a follow-up shockwave for about a second and a half, if I'm not mistaken, meaning that now it's going to be much more difficult to fully eliminate the entire lobby with simply a few kills in this end zone situation. But speaking of this end zone situation and speaking of kills, JDG Xing does get taken down by DRG Kakaishi. Now Junks, although the White Tiger's prowess did get nerfed, having that buff pickup is going to allow him to get that second ultimate online very, very quickly after having used that first one, pulling the trigger immediately. JDG 2-Tick also going to be taking down FPX, trying to pick up as many kills as they can with this buff, as it is going to consistently be healing them. The Viper ultimate is going to be coming through. The V1 might be able to lock up Junks. He does get stunned, but no follow-up is going to be coming through from the Viper herself. Instead, it is going to be WBG. Junks jumps in, goes for the aggressive parry here, and unfortunately not able to find it, not able to find this punish, but he's going to be cubing out instead, and this is really heating up. Raven, who's taking this one?
FPX doing a really good job on this Hottie team, able to ice off a ton of this pressure, and this is the part where Viper teams struggle to close out these games. As the zone is going to be closing in, the options of these Viper teams to make something happen starts becoming more and more limited. Now we do have a couple trees to make some decent plays off of JDG's Kiki. Last one left alive, just trying to survive for some placement points, but JL is going to spot him out, and they are going to take him for a ride, punt him out into the zone, and Kiki will fall to JD or JL's Fong. Now we do have 11 players left. The likes of WD, JL, FPX. Still 3 trios teams left alive. WBG is going to be peppered up on the lobby. The cannon shots coming out. The flame breath coming down, doing so much work onto them. Nice Tesla all coming out from BBB, forcing these two teams to react, to try to survive. And then now they're just picking up the pieces, picking up the scraps. They're salvaging all of this free food right now. Junks on the island. All of his armor stripped, but he does have that Kylan ult up. He can create some space, but they did lose. They're zipping. JL now getting a taste of their own medicine with WBG, putting on the pressure onto them, getting a couple of them low. JL opts to stabilize, but now big parry's gonna come out from FPX. Sanzi able to change this momentum around, picking off one of WBG's member, but DRG is still alive. JL still alive. JL's Wuchen Fong is gonna get parried right now. DRG is gonna activate, trying to find a kill, but JL is gonna be holding this tree with the last minute and a half left. Can they secure the kill? Secure the first place with 13 kills, Duncan.
Oh, it's going to be tough. They might be able to do it, though. They are standing 3-man strong. TXJ has lost quite a bit of health, as well as One Fang. Speaking of, he is getting taken down even lower. The Wu Chen teleport is going to come through. One Fang not able to survive. Unfortunately, TXJ might be the next on the menu, but able to get that parry. Beautifully done, but sadly is not going to save him. He is going to be taken down by the Zai ultimate here. Now Junks having yet another ultimate to unleash upon the lobby. VVV trying to get away, trying to ice off the pressure here. Now we're in a 1v1v1 situation. Is this solos, Raven? Kakaishi grappling up in the sky, trying his best to stay airborne. No F ability available just yet. He's got another few seconds to wait. Junks is on the ground trying to heal up his health bar so that he can potentially win out in this heal off situation. VVV looking to potentially do the same. Does have double Tessa ultimate charges ready to go. Diving in with those fist blades, knocking Junks into the zone, keeping his eye on the sky in case this Matari is looking for the drop down, sending it out. That Tessa ultimate, unfortunately not able to find it. The Assassin's Lunge is going to be coming through. Does get the dodge into the focus attack. Junks trying his best to stay alive. He does manage to pick up the kill, but it doesn't look as though he's going to be able to take the cake and win it all. Instead, it's going to be the Matari who's coming out on top as MVP, the Raven. It was certainly close. Are these kill points going to be enough, or will the placement make the difference? DRG is going to be winning it all in the first game with the MVP, Raven. What a game to watch for our first game of the day.
That's no room to breathe.
Yeah, they are certainly very exciting to watch and cast, especially alongside you, Big Oog. I'm having a great time today, and I hope you guys at home are too. We're kicking things off with X1 up in Imperial Village, scrapping it out against SS1. Again, Raven, this team, they just got each other's number. They're always fighting it out. X1, XLY with the dunk on the greatsword. Love to see it. LYD likely going to be taken down alongside his teammate, unfortunately, as JDG come in for that third party and now going to be looking to try and close out these eliminations. XLY managed to break line of sight momentarily, activating those traps on the ground. Oh my goodness, the damage from those fist blades coming through. He's making it happen. The crouching LMB, he'll be looking for this chip damage onto Jing. JDG Jing in a bit of a dangerous spot. XLY goes for that 0.9 parry, doesn't manage to find it, unfortunately, gets the Tessa ultimate, is going to get cleansed by one of the players, and Jing is going to be going over for the denial on the deny of that soul take back. Very nice team play coming through there. It looked a little bit dangerous there for a second, but they recover and are able to fully eliminate XLY in that situation.
JDG keeping up the pressure. They don't fold under that. They don't back off. Alliance not backing off either. They're going to immediately dive in with that F3. Big damage going down. Taking down to ZK. Now NY7 looking for the nice blue focus scale rush. Looking for the dragons. They're able to get the F2. Going to be invested. That meteor coming down, doing big damage. And now Alliance, no Viper all ready for them. The ults are not going to come out online. Wolves able to secure that off spawn. Critical moment for this team. Wolves, one of the better macro teams within the league, one of the top 5 teams. I believe they're in third going into this Biweek4 finals as far as points. You need to have that off spawn when you're not a Viper composition. Now, Viper comms, all you need is a couple blue weapons or purple weapons. You don't really need the armor since most of your execution is lining up that nice ground control. But the other compositions, you need to have those weapons on deck, especially for that Zai, especially for that Matar if you want to get that follow-up. And especially because when you play those compositions, you don't really have a combo break. So it's very easy to get 100-0 by these teams. Good call. Now we're going to get WBG macroing up with their Feria Zai Monk composition. And this is what I mean by playing it a little bit slow. They're in the south, going for that money, unlocking all their Jade slots. The difference between having blue armor with 6 Jades, melee resistance, health, or attack is basically having the equivalent of a purple or gold armor as long as you set up your Jades correctly. Now, it's very, very hard to buy in Immortal War. It's not like ranked. The loot is pretty much cut in half. The frequency of loot is very, very hard to get, but it does bring consistency because you get way more money from finding kills, and you can buy things from the store that you normally can't buy in ranked. We're going to get EWG versus X1, the winners of the North, coming out from the winners of the mid game, but EWG looks like they're going to be backing out. They want to go into this first realm of Yang.
Indeed, they recognize that this is a Viper composition, not looking to commit to this fight, excuse me. Whereas X1 certainly looking to trade blows with the DRG here, and they're probably looking over the... Wait, is that a shot? Wait. Do my eyes deceive me? Is that a Shiol I see on the horizon? It is indeed Kakaishi on that Shiol, and you were in fact right that he did opt to go for that combo breaker, the F1 as opposed to the F2, a far more consistent ability choice in the trios. You know, in solos we see the F2 come out for Shiol as it offers quite a considerable amount of value, but in trios it can be very dangerous not to have a combo breaker. But we are going to be having a skirmish taking place here between a BBE and FBX. That, oh my goodness, that Kurumi got taken down extremely low very, very quickly, but able to utilize that ultimate and stay alive, breaking away, getting behind that Tumulk wall and stay alive, and turning around to utilize that crossbow and capitalizing on the Tumulk Sand Wisp that caught multiple players there. But now FBX are going to be responding with this Moonbane as well that they managed to pick up in this early game. BBE taking a lot of damage, trying to disengage, rolling away. The Hardy, extremely low HP, does get taken down by Chunks. Now they're responding though, fighting out even in the Moonbane. Roy Yi trying his best to pressure with this Pulse Sword, does have a lot of potential damage as well, running around holding this RMB focus. Gets a huge triple parry! What is that? Oh my goodness, the damage! So much follow-up! But FBX still has one player alive. The Kurumi ultimate still in play as well. The Moonbane coming down. Fat Milk isn't gonna be able to win this out just yet. The Soul Bloom's coming through. Both of these healers do have their ultimates available. It's going to be tough. It's just going to depend on the Fat Milk being able to avoid these Moonbane hits and not get locked down and bursted out by the giant purple snake in the sky. Xiaohu trying his best to lock him down. It's not being made easy though. Fat Milk continuously holding with this RMB, this vertical focus hold, and the parry comes through into the jump RMB. The Kurumi ultimate now being utilized, pulling the trigger, and he does get eliminated so quickly. The damage is immense. The parry again comes through onto the Takeda, the Kylan ultimate to follow it up, and PBE looking very strong in this one, Raven.
Oh my goodness, FBX, the Kurumi with the overextension, and BBE is going to hard punish them for it. They were so stacked. This was not worth it. Kurumi could have backed off, wait for his teammates to loot up, just make sure that his opponent was good, but he ends up getting hard punched. But it's not over yet, boy. He is going to fall right now. 2v1 situation. Can FPX bring us around? But SS1's going to be showing up. Now everyone is going to be getting griefed by the situation. SS1 is going to be lucky to pick up all of this loot. They're going to be looking at this nice gold pulse sword, and BBE is going to make it out like bandits. What a big play coming out from BBE's Zipping. And that's what I was telling you, Duncan. The Vietnamese teams do not play. If you think for a second that they are not willing to parry after icing you off for a little bit, guess again, suck up max range Dragon Slayer. That's getting buried, my boy.
It is indeed the turnaround parries as well. The eyes in the back of his head with that pulse sword R&B hold. Oh, a sight to see. Though I will say, I am a heavy sword connoisseur, you know, and that parry could have potentially been capitalized on a little bit more. Quick tip to you in chat at home: if you get a parry with a great sword or a pulse sword, as long as you're not too close to your opponent, mid-range parry, you are able to follow up with a jumping horizontal, and it will net you potentially quite a bit more damage, as there is a frame trap that you can do after the jumping horizontal into a jumping vertical and get quite a bit more damage. Or if they're at close range point blank, instead of going to the jumping vertical or the jumping horizontal, instead you go for a crouching horizontal follow-up, and that in fact can be extremely good to follow up from, as it puts you in a position to select from multiple different options. You can go for a hold, you can go for a dodge out, you can go for a immediate follow-up with the LMB. But we're going into the realm of Yang Raven. Take it away. Who's coming out on top with this one? The Monk Side Farrier or the Sansa?
Yeah, WBG versus Siphon. Sleepwalk's going to be opening up with the ultimate. Tell me ult's going to come out in response, defending against these grabs, but the slam is coming in. Sleepwalker will not be denied. He's not going to get that follow up the wall, denying him the regrab, but trying to catch one of these players in midair. But now Fairy ult's going to be invested, as well as Zai ultimate. Takeda has to come out. So much ultimates coming out. What can Sansai been doing? There's no more timing wall to alleviate this pressure, but Takeda is just in there smacking away at Sleepwalker's feet, but he is not going to care. Nice struggle coming out from Jing on the Zai, but now Takeda has a couple shots left, but the Feria ult is going crazy. We are going to be able to get a res from the likes of Cookie. Temi is back up, but now Kurumi down to her last leg. Sleepwalker looking for the kill, looks for the cross, not able to get it. Jing will fall on the Feria, but we still got Feria ult in play. 2v1 situation. EWG's Zai, can he bring it back? He is going to get a parry. He brings it back to a 1v1. No armor on both of them. Tap dodge out. One light into parry. Goldev's going to be invested. Varia still has her F3. Can she make this work right now? Scale rush out. We're going to go for a reset right now. It's going to be coming out. Goes for the scale rush. No, he will be denied. We're going for this win right now. Double charge going to be coming out from Zai. Super tense. Jumping in will be Clank. Payback. Double hold's going to be coming out. But the one charge is going to come out. Axel does not blink. He throws the one charge and is going to clutch it up. What a close fight between these two teams.
Absolutely, that parry onto the Tianhai was a little spooky. The single hit parry coming out from the fist blades, able to immediately take down that Tianhai with that little bit of HP that he had remaining, taking it down to that 1v1 situation. Huge clutch up from the Feria. You know, Tomok does have quite an advantage in extended neutral, especially against a Feria who doesn't have combo break available, as his combo break, his Sand Wisp, is on an extremely low cooldown. And if you're able to extend the fight and you're able to not take too much chip damage, you're going to be able to utilize it quite well and take full advantage of that combo break being available. And you know, especially going up against a fan that's a double hit parry attack, you can potentially look to release a blue focus, be a little bit riskier as long as you have that combo break available and ready to go. But we're going over to a fight between JDG and X1. LYD caught out in the open. Unfortunately, it's not looking too good for him. The follow-up, the Erudition comes through into the fan focus vertical attack, and LYD unfortunately is not going to be able to stay alive here. Although he does have his red, or he does have teammates alive who could potentially resurrect him. However, it doesn't look as though they were anywhere close to him, nowhere in the vicinity. Speaking of there being no one in the vicinity, EWG out in the edge of the map, looking to resurrect themselves here. And it looks as though they've been followed here by another team who has who's died in the realm of Yang, has gone down and looking to try and claim their soul blooms for the Yang depletion cleanse here. This is going to be a very important fight for both these teams. XCM pulling out that Zai ultimate already. It's going to be a close one. Raven Cookie taking a lot of damage. Is he going to be able to make it out alive? XCM getting juggled. Can he survive this, Raven? This is going to be a tough fight.
Wolf really needs to win this fight. It's pivotal for them. 2 minutes left for the Yang Bleachers. EWG taking a ton of damage, getting juggled right now. Takeda trying to get his way out of this. Only blue armor on both of them, and XEM sees the Takeda, who has him in his crosses, but the Temi wall coming out. Nice peel coming out from the Temi of Zai. Cookie and the Temi going to be sitting on the outside. Takeda comes back in to alleviate some pressure. Now XEM out of that Zai ultimate, has to go back to neutral. He's going to send the LMB. Nice big focus attack into the back of that Temi, stabbing him in the back, and Wolves is going to close it out. They will not take their foot off the pedal. They keep up the aggression, and they crush their opponents. Now we're going to get JL versus WBG. They're going to clean them up, but unfortunately for them, they're going to get third-partied by SS1. No ults on all of them. They did pick up all that loot earlier from their third party, and they're going to find another juicy third party onto JL. Good thing for JL, though, they do have that Vermilion stuff. They're going to be able to res and find reposition set up for that second realm of Yang. SS1 recovering their game. Will they be challenging inside realm of Yang, trying their luck into the likes of JL and Wolves? Now, they do have gold weapons on their Kylan. So really set up for this. And speaking of the Yang Demons, we're gonna get a replay of JL versus SS1.
Indeed, we are. The Kylins going back and forth. The cleave. VVV did take quite a bit of damage with the zipping ultimate, keeping him topped up, keeping him healthy. They're going to kite around and use these pillars to his advantage to try and to stay out of danger. A beautiful dodge into parry there against those fist blades. Rosemary extremely at low HP here. Very dominant performance seemingly from JL, able to take down one there, taking it to a 3 versus 2 situation. Oh, grapple into jump parry. Very nice to see. Tutu not able to slip that one through the defense. Does get parried and taken down, and then it becomes simply a formality. JL winning their Realm of Yang, and good googly mooglies there on quite a few kills. Raven 11 eliminations already before second Yang has even taken place. It is going to be taking place very soon. These teams are very happy to handshake and go into the Realm of Yang here. Wolves going up against JL here. The Kylin Hardy up against the Xiphon composition. And with this matchup, I'm not really sure who comes out on top here. I mean, the Zai can be disrupted significantly by the Kylin, but what do you think, Raven?
It's all about the Zai. Can the Zai connect onto these fast characters? TXJ is going to be going on with the Hadi, put in a little bit of pressure, has a cube set up. Now, Fong on the zipping, doesn't want to get pressured right now. The Zai, very dangerous. XEM is going to get the nice stagger up, but the cube coming to come out. Neutral being played out by JL. They're trying to burn some cooldowns, but the F's going to be invested now. Kylan in a ton of pressure right now. Krumiov's going to be invested, putting on a ton of pressure on them. He has to be careful right now. The burn damage can prevent him from getting healed of that V1. XEM still holding on to his ultimate though. It doesn't need to pop it. Finally, they are going to pop it. Krumi's going to be taking too much pressure. XEM holding that meteor, looking for a target right now, but JL's doing a good job of flying in and out. VVV coming in, out. Where is he? He's a blur. He's a figment of your imagination, XEM. XEM doing his best to try to peel for the situation. Finally connects onto TXJ. TXJ down to his last health, able to fly out of there. Zai connecting onto Fong, but Fong trying to do his best to survive the situation, makes it into the very corner, able to use his cube out, and now TXJ is able to come back in, provide some pressure. JL's gonna get that full reset. Nice job from TXJ to peel off XEM. VVV comes in with the scale rush, back and forth. Wolves needs to close out one of these kills. They are gonna pick off TXJ, but now the scale rush coming in from VVV. Fong putting up some work. NHQ on Matari, really low, but the F3 going to be invested to defend him from his Karumi. XEM going to pop a heal, come back in, look for the back door, focus attack, but NHQ is going to fall. We're down to a 2v2 situation. VVV and Fong have brought this back. XEM looking for the peel, back-to-back double holds, deep fry onto JL. Light attack going to be coming in. Focus attack is going to get parried from JL's Fong. Nice tap touch going to be coming in. It looks like we're going to go to a two-way tie. ZK is going to find his follow-up. Fong doing his best to try to secure this kill. It's not going to be able to do it though. XEM just going with the overhold. Fong pops the V1 and it's going to be a two-way tie. Wolves and JL so evenly matched in this Realm of Yang.
That was a sight to behold. That was beautifully played by both of these teams. We had XEM's perspective for the majority of that fight. We could just see him like looking all around, keeping an eye on his teammates, constantly trying to find those opportunities to get damage and peel for his allies and make sure that no player was singled out. The Karumi tether was attached to him for a very long time. The Karumi does get pressured. Immediately, he's able to come over and peel for that Karumi. Very well played from both of them. Very structured and a very nice demonstration of team play and practice that's coming through from these teams. They clearly put in the work to make sure they know what they're doing in these fights, in these skirmishes. And it looks as though JDG going to be resurrecting themselves in this area. We might be getting the run back, the rematch between Wolves and JDG here. Are we going to see it? No, wait, they were up against JL, sorry. I'm getting confused. There's two J's. It's very getting mixed up, but same composition. The Kylin Hardy zipping Are we going to see the engagement come through? They're definitely looking for it. Trying to find the opener, trying to get a little bit of damage, a little bit of an advantage in neutral before looking for the commitment with those range weapons. We're diving in now, though. The Zai jumping in immediately, getting knocked down with that Cloud Weaver from the Fist Blade, not able to continue the immediate aggression. But speaking of aggression, they are pushing forwards regardless. The F2 is going to come through from the Zai. The cube gets utilized, and now the Kylan is going to be diving in to peel for his teammate, try and take advantage of this Zai without the F cooldown available, forcing out that ultimate now. XCM desperately trying to make it over to his teammates, does find the Soul Bloom, replenishing that health bar. 2-tick is going to be biting off a little bit more than he can chew, getting caught out and taken down by this Zai, and it's not looking too good for that team. But JL going to be diving in with that third party. Gonna try and find some of these eliminations, as they still have a player with Yang depletion there. Hardy definitely needs that Soul Bloom sooner rather than later. I also believe that the Zipping has Yang depletion as well. Oh no, Hardy able to cleanse it now. Only Zipping with Yang depletion for the moment. They likely will be able to recover regardless, as they have a significant amount of money in the back pocket. But they are going to be able to buy that rebirth charm if necessary. The question is, though, are they going to look for the fight, or have they already decided they're going to be going for the rebirth?
Well, looking at the scoreboards, JL 13 kills this round, 30.5. DRG at 4. Still alive with the Shiol composition. Wolves is going to not be able to recover their game. Just too much of a deficit coming out there. They still have Wolves XCM still alive. Still there's Zai. Has to make this work, but everyone's so good at finding these zone frags. Now JL is going to be sitting in a side zone. Bell really close. XCM has to be careful right now. He can't get spotted out. Looks like JL is preoccupied with Alliance. Alliance is having a slow day so far. They are one of the top 5 teams right now, but every team can have a slow start. Remember, the first 2 games, warm-up games. Third game, usually when teams are going to be heating up. WBG on that Monk composition with the Farrier Zai. Going to put that Farrier all down. What do you do when you stare into this? You just see lots of Transformers inside this dome. You can't even hit them where it's weak. The Zai ult is going to be coming down as well. There's no way to put on pressure onto the team. Sleepwalker with these cannon shots, laying down the artillery shots into BBE, just fading away. But look how juiced up WBG is now. We got double gold armor plus purple armor, gold weapons on everyone, and all 3 of these characters scale significantly by having these gold weapons. We do have that fat end game I was talking about, Duncan. I was one off. We got 25 people alive, but Junks is gonna fall right now. He is gonna ready. Well, no, I was correct. I was spot on. 26 people left alive. FPX on the high ground, on the ballista, shooting down at everyone. Now they have their work cut out for them. They need to scale up a little bit, play the scraps off of the spirit wells, but they are getting pressured by every team. The dead zone right under the ballista, the safest place to be, but why not just go up and poke up top? They're seeing the blueberries try to fight it off. Now it's going to be tough though when these teams are rotating in. How are they going to be able to get out? And it looks like WBG doesn't want to risk it. They're just letting them know, we got gold armors. You're going to have to back out first, but FPX is forcing them to move before they back off. The zone finally presses them off, and now WBG letting them know, we will have our revenge for you poking down at us. But now FPX, good job moving as a group. They're going to spot out Wolves XCM, the solo player, but the Zai ult is going to come out, and now WBG has to back off. Who is going to be able to pick off this Wolves player as everyone rotates in? At least 15 players all rotating in on this southern side. It's so congested right now. So much pandemonium coming down. Sleepwalker trying to look for the kill, but it looks like Alliance NY7 is going to pick up the kill off the Wolves, and now WBG finally going to be able to pick off one of these kills away, taking Alliance NY7's life for yoinking that kill. Look, you want the solo? We're going to take your life instead. And now Alliance is getting lobbied by the rest of the lobby.
They certainly are. It just immediately exploded at the blink of an eye, and now we've got the DRG, the Shiol to Mulk Tessa composition being aggressed upon by a WBG. That Zai ultimate being utilized. The lockdown with the shield grab, perfectly spaced as well. I will say that was potentially not fully intended, as the Tumult Wall came down, was able to secure the stagger for a moment, if not to actually confirm the kill, but to keep them alive for a little bit longer. But unfortunately, the Shiol is not able to stay on their feet and does get taken down here. It's not looking too good for DRG. They do still have that Tumult up and running. However, the Tessa has also been eliminated, at least for the moment. So many projectiles, so much fighting going back and forth here. JL, having utilized that Hardy ultimate, have that cube placed down just now. We're going to try and make something happen with it. Pressuring FPX here. The Blueberries in the lobby, having all three blue armor, not the spot you want to be in going into this period of the game. Makes it extremely hard to survive, as obviously you have a smaller health pool, but not only that, you inherently get targeted far more as a blue armored player. It looks as though because of this Moonbane, it's slowed down the fight a little bit now, and we have these players looking to try and hold on to a little bit of space and keep themselves out of the crosshairs of these very, very scaled up teams, such as JL, who have one of those players on that golden armor, going to be trying to secure this Spirit Well for themselves. And it looks as though Spirit Wells, even though it is White Tiger's prowess, is now nowhere near the same level of contention as it was before. You know, the nerf that came through for White Tiger's prowess has now made it that it's not as big of a priority as it has been, as now you aren't going to be able to immediately just kill the entire lobby with a few eliminations at the right time. However, speaking of eliminations, JLBVV in a very bad spot, does have his secondary ultimate forced out there, the cube being utilized as well. Oh, the drop down R&B focus comes through, not doing all that much damage, thankfully. The zipping there to peel it off, still able to fully heal up. A lonely JDG member is hiding in that bush that looks as though he's gone unnoticed. Perhaps not for long, though, as dangerously close to being spotted out or tagged by one of these hits or one of these ranged projectiles. Walker just running around with that warrior pace on the greatsword, trying to hold his ground. But the aggression, all of these projectiles, the merciless havoc in play as well. So many teams going back and forth, trading damage. FPX trying to hold on to this space. The cannon fire coming through. The tether is in play. Roy Hee looking at, oh my goodness, look at the follow up there. Not able to do so. It takes quite a lot of damage. The Hardy ultimate cube is going to save him for the moment. WBG in the driver's seat now, looking to try and close out some of these players. They do find one. XLY goes down to WBG, and LYD goes down to SS1, I believe, as well. Unfortunately, not able to stay alive. X1 has been fully eliminated. One Feng finds the kill onto Yuma. Alliance also in a very bad spot. They have one player left alive. BBE also, speaking of a bad spot, Factmill getting juggled by the Zai ultimate, followed up by the Halbert's blue focus vertical. Beautifully done there, able to fully capitalize on this terrain situation and on this juggle. Is going crazy, Raven. It's getting oogly. This is make or break for these teams right now.
And WBG doing a really, really good job of rotating their Transformer ults. Zio getting those pickoffs right now. It's looking old school right now, but JL has their Kylan ult, has their zipping ult. They are laying siege onto these Transformers. Non-stop cannon shots are coming out, but VVV is out of repair kits. Nothing left to reload. Will a teammate give him a repair kit to possibly keep up the pressure? WBG is going to be stabilizing, but they're still getting dropped down focus attacked by these hotties out of nowhere with these RMBs. JL's going to see an opportunity to try to put on pressure on a WBG, but both Transformers are going to come out, and now Sleepwalker letting everyone know his double grab comes out. SS1 is going to survive due to the Kylan ultimate, but Sleepwalker looking for more grabs. He is F2 right now. Every slam is going to heal him a little. BBE is gonna come down, but BBB steals the kill from his hand. Sleepwalker lets it cook for too long, ends up getting burnt out of him. He ends up getting burnt to a crisp, and now JL is poised to take this. JDG down to their last players, but JL still has all three left alive. FPX on the other end on the siphon. Takeda ult's going to come out when we have one shove left. SS1 did a good job of icing off a lot of pressure, and now FPX trying to probe for weakness, realizing JL is their main competition. We got 11 alive in the building. FPX goes to try to stabilize right now. Karumi with the tether needs to get some armor onto himself. Multiple players jumping into the sky. JL on the other side. Doesn't matter where you go, to the sky, to the south, to the north, you're going to be running into one team, but everyone is trying to grapple cancel in the air. SS1 has two players non-stop up there. WBG's Axial with a sliver of health trying to survive to this last little bit, but is it going to matter? BBB at 85%. He has two repair kits set to his name. He's trying to reset, get his ultimate online, trying to get that Kylan all going to take to this guy. Gets Shing on the airborne grapple. BBB dropping the cannon shots. He has his Kylan ultimate right now. 6 people left alive. JL poised to take this all. TXJ with the ult as well. Poison Breath is going to come out now. TXJ going to the skies. It's just all about cleaning up these last couple of kills. BBB is going to pop his ultimate. Last left person standing, SS1. Zen will fall, and JL puts a clinic for the lobby, letting everyone know you're just imitators, we're the creators, and they take down everyone using that hottie composition.
You can recover there as well. You can resurrect yourself in that area and come away with pretty solid resources and loot. But we're taking a look at Wolves and DRG spawning here in this firefight cave in the north. The slaps coming through. The combo break gets forced out in a bad spot. DRG are in the driver's seat right now. They're on the front foot. They managed to secure armor for all 3 of their members, whereas Wolves has not managed to find a single one. It's not looking too good for them. Unfortunately, the Zipping F comes out, does find the connection. The R&B on the Pulsar comes through, buying some time for his teammates, but it's not going to be enough for them to recover in this situation. The parry comes through as well onto ZK. He gets eliminated, and now it's simply a formality. NHQ is going to be eliminated as well. And DRG on the only Viper composition of this lobby is going to be starting off strong.
Yeah, nice job from DRG to be able to pick off them off spawn, claiming the Firefly location, now setting up for more kills, and we're going to see a lot more aggression coming out from the rest of the lobby. So many Karumis in this lobby, and this is where the hero points end up mattering on these weird connecting days where you notice that everyone's going these compositions, and if you're the odd team out, it's very, very hard to blend in and find ways to survive towards the end game. And if all the teams are going to be playing very, very slow, you want to be playing slow with everyone else, but BBE doesn't want to play slow just yet. They want to take this off spawn fight if they can probe some weakness from ASE. They see the purple armor, that juicy, delicious purple armor onto Gundong, but Roy Hehe not able to connect, not able to find the R&B. Nice job from ASE to keep this pressure off, splitting up the attack. But now X1 coming in with a third party. Takeda's going to be popping his ultimate. Now BBE has to back off right now. They are going to lose their crewmate. Fatnik will fall. Tough point for him. And X1 is going to pop and see Roy Hehe. No armor to his name. Roy Hehe trying to make his way out of here, but the Takeda ult is going to clip his legs. He is going to get chopped down. And now JL showing up to the party. This team to show up to this. JL's going to invest their Zai ult. Temi ult's going to be coming out from it. X1 to try to ice off this pressure. They are going to drop their Moonbane right now, but JL's going to be fighting with inside this Moonbane. They're trying to secure the kill right now. BBB trying to cover his teammates as they fade out of here. Fong with the tether, and now JL's going to slowly make their way out of here. X1 ZDI is going to be chasing down, though. Wants to hold down if he can. Doesn't want them to get the free armor reset, but JL does a good job of fading out of that situation, dodging the first 2 light attacks from XLY. Meteor's gonna come down, juggling XLY, he's gonna pop that F1, and now Kurumi ult's gonna be invested. Now JL be able to zig-zag, get away from the connection of X1. Now they're gonna be popping the ultimate right now. Ton of value coming out from them. Can they live? JL on the ropes right now, getting moonbaned, but they have stabilized somewhat. No, JL's Fong will fall, and ASC is gonna join in the fight.
Oh my goodness, it's just going back and forth. So unbelievably difficult to stay alive in this situation. JL found the initial third party and were able to stand strong, but then the Moonbane coming in, forcing them to try and fade back ever so slightly. Cover and move. Don't let your teammates get caught in. They managed to make it out alive, but unfortunately just not able to win that neutral fight afterwards. And then another third party coming through as well. So many players looking to come in, vulture some of these kills, and capitalize on having their cooldowns available. But here we have Alliance fighting it out against ASE. NY7 doing as much as he can with that Zaya ultimate. Unfortunately, Yuma has already been eliminated. He has held E, so he might be coming back for that respawn, might be coming back for the run back. I'm not sure if that will be the best idea in this situation. NY7 now being aggressed on by this Kylin. Jiangdong trying his best to lock him down, but the knockback from this Kylin ultimate is making it a little bit difficult due to the terrain in this situation. NY7 doing his best to stay out of danger, but he just can't get away, being held down very effectively by this team. But now over to the southeast, the very corner of Morris Isle, JDG and SS1 fighting it out. JDG unfortunately do get taken down here. I believe all three of them were eliminated in this fight, and SS1 picking up 3 eliminations early on with a considerable amount of Darktide coins in their wallets as well. They're going to be able to go over to that shop, grab all the goodies that they could want, as long as they manage to get there first and get there in time. As a quick side note, though we talked about it briefly earlier, one of the big differences between ranked, the Herald's Trial, and Immortal War, which is the game mode that is all these players are going to be playing today and always are playing in these tournaments, is that the shop, the Rift dealer, has quite a few more purchasable items. And they don't all unlock at the beginning of the game. As the game progresses, more and more items become available for purchase throughout the game, and one of those things that you can get is purple armors, random purple weapons, ranged or melee. The random jades. You can even, as the game gets to that later second half, you can even purchase yourself a golden armor, specific golden soul jades that are random with each Immortal War lobby, golden weapon as well. It's very nice change that they made to Immortal War shop. It was different before, but then they made it even more different as they adjusted all of the money that you could get from the game as well, from kills, as when you do pick up these eliminations, you are rewarded with money, just not just from the money that the person you take down has in their wallet, but also the money you just get money for taking them down in the first place. And as the game goes on, you get more and more money for each kill, as the shop also gets much more expensive as more and more things become purchasable in said shop. But it looks as though we're going to be going to the Realm of Yang relatively soon, as they are spawning in a Moonbane down here next to Wolves. Not sure if it was theirs or not, but going to be seeing a lot of these teams are rotating over, see if they can make their way into this Realm of Yang and scrap it out. As I imagine, a lot of these teams will be looking to do so, considering that we have quite a lot of Sand Siphon compositions in the lobby.
Looking at the spread, FPX looking to fight this challenger, or they have the challenger buff up. ASC setting up to go Realm of Yang. And remember, 36 people alive. No one died off spawn. Everyone's setting up for this first Realm of Yang. As I was saying, your first Realm of Yang, your objective is to get all 6 Jade spots open, get a blue Jade, divvy up the loot, usually giving your melee resistance to your support player. But with so many teams playing game compositions, it's going to be tough piling in. There's going to be lots of opportunity to make some pretty grief plays right now, folding out possible supports. We got Alliance and WBG both standing up, nice cordially, spam clicking in, and we're going to get a full piling in Alliance versus Wolf, WBG versus EWG, ASC versus BBE. But for us, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be watching WBG versus EWG. Who is going to be taking this one, Duncan?
It's a hard thing to say, hard thing to predict, and we don't want to be cursing these players. And WBG diving in. Ooh. Is the Kylan ult opener the better option here, Raven?
I've seen it go either way. If Kylan ult is going to be going off first, you have to bait out some cooldowns right now. Hemi ult's going to be coming out, and you're not... Technically, you do have Hadi ult waiting in the favor, and now you can just play neutral and wait things out. But you want to have that Kylan ult to deal with the Takeda pressure, and now Luye on the Takeda is going to have tons of chances to make a punish play off of this. Temi ult's going to be coming out. Cube's going to be coming out. Then good job from Hadi to tempo ult before it snowballs out of control, and they're able to keep everyone alive. Now Temi ult's going to be forced out, and Temi is down to no armor. Loye on the Takeda, trying to find a follow-up, not able to. All ult are out, and now we're down to straight and neutral. Loye going to be dropping down with the focus, and not able to land it. Rumi end up, or Zipping peeling him off right now. Nice flank going to be coming out. Trying to put some pressure on, but Takeda doing a good job of staggering for his teammates right now. Going to get the jump parry off. Jing is going to fall with that parry from Loye on the Takeda. Staff going crazy. Jump parries in the center. He's just throwing reds out non-stop, trying to look for the parry. Jumping LB, going to close it down on Axiao. Nice job from EWG, and Siphon just has a little bit better neutral abilities than that Hadi composition. Nice job from EWG. I cast a curse at WBG. That's my bad.
It is what it is. But one thing I did want to ask you is, I don't think I've had a chance to already talk to you about it. What do you think of the F2 Takeda being picked up instead of the more commonly picked F1? As we see EWG Loye picking it up here.
Oh, I know BBB was doing it for a while, and he was using F2 on Kylan as well. It just gives you a lot of neutral options. Speaking of neutral, though, Blistering Edge coming out from ASC, juggling Yuye on the Takeda, and he is going to fall. No ult's going to be coming out, and that's the problem when you don't pop the ult, because you play neutral a little bit too long. Just the amount of burst and juggle that comes out with this Kylan. He's just cutting through everyone like a butter. Dong. Absolutely devastating them, but he is taking a lot of damage from the slashes. EWG will fall, and now FPX coming in with the third party. All the ultimates are being used, but ASC does have that Vermilion spot. They're able to get a free fight in. FPX wants to secure one of these kills. Probably has Yang depletion on top of them, but ASC is going to get topped off with that V1 reset from the Zipping. So much healing going to be coming out on the Buttery Rocks. Yang trying to make his way out of it. He's going to pop his V1 to get out of there. But ASC super scaled right now. They got gold weapons on everyone, keeping up the pressure. FPX has their work cut out for them. Jumping LB's coming out. The nice chain stagger attack is going to be coming out, and Zhang Yu is going to make that noble sacrifice for his teammates to get out of there. But it looks like that max grapple distance is going to be paying off for ASC as they are in hot pursuit for FPX. Sanzi is not going to be able to get away. The difference between max grapple and no grapple is huge. Hadi ult is going to be coming out. He does have a lot of space that Hadi ult's going to provide, a lot of tree cover here to get out of her. Cube is going to come down. Can ASC hold down the likes of FPX's Sanzi? Cube is going to be coming out. Wild Goose Chase. We're down to 3 grapples right now. The grapple count is looking dire, and it looks like Hadi will survive.
At the very least, for the moment, we're heading on over to a fight in the desert next to this tower. DRG on the only Viper composition in this lobby, scrapping it out against Alliance. And BBE diving in, a very good timing on this Wuchen ultimate to get them out of danger and not risk getting taken down in this third-party situation. BBE going to be taking full advantage of this opportunity and taking down Alliance. NY7 does go down. A revenge, pushed up against the side of this building, trying his best to stay alive, but he does get taken down as well. And now Roy, the third party has become the third partied by SS1, diving in with this Takeda ultimate, able to take him down, but not the full team just yet, so they can recover. But we're immediately heading on over to Jade Pond over here, the little mirage in the middle of the desert. WBG and JL fighting it out. Xiao in a bit of danger, though, being pressured by all three members of JL. WBG taking the time to heal up, knowing that they need to try and recover if they have a chance of winning this skirmish. They're trying their best. Jing now popping that Kylan ultimate, looking to fade back for just a moment, potentially looking to peel for his teammate. I'm not sure where he is at the moment. All of these players are on the map in the top right, makes it extremely difficult, but we are going to be seeing Jing focusing down One Feng. JL unfortunately getting split up here and taken down individually. VVV and One Feng there getting taken down. But JL, are they fully out yet? They're not. They still have their Matari still alive and kicking. Dongxing jumping in on the Wu Chen. Position 1, Wu Chen getting oogly. Jumping in onto Jing. Jing, it's an unwinnable situation there. Unfortunately, he gets parried off the rip into the jump. LMBs not able to survive. Fortunately, though, for JL, this did give them the time and the opportunity to get that resurrection onto the Zai here. However, DRG spotted them out and are immediately looking to chase him down. Kekaishi has 23 grapples, but unfortunately does whiff the one grapple there. It might mean that TXJ will be able to break away and break line of sight. I think that may be the case. DRG instead are going to turn their attention over to the Spirit Well, try and claim some of these goodies instead of chasing this player down.
Nice shot from TXJ to go to the Spirit Well. It's like, do you really want to chase me, or do you want a Spirit Well? It's like Spirit Well is a little bit more tasty than one kill. We are going to get the rematch, EWG versus WBG. This time I'm going to put the curse on EWG. EWG is going to be taking this one.
Hey, it's only one guy though. So
one guy from.
I don't know about that.
Get in. He tries to go in, get the ninja. Gets a ninja res for his teammate, but unfortunately for him, EWG was camping it out as well, waiting to go into this Realm of Yang last second, and they were willing to take that risk. And look at the gamble paying off. Gold armor, purple weapon. Takeda's going to be jumping up all the way to that gold ultimate, and now EWG's going to be sitting pretty going into this endgame, and we are going to get another big stacker. 26 people alive going into this last leg of the game. Now, it's kind of controversial whether or not Draco Storm needed the ult refresh for the longest time, for at least 2 weeks to a month. CN teams were going Draco Storm even without the ultimate refresh, and now there's an ultimate refresh on the Draco Storm, making it super strong. And it looks like DRG's Kakashi is able to yoink the res as well. Oh, never mind. DRG was setting up for an ambush play. Now, Crazy People Live, BBE, tough break for Roy with the white armor. He's going to get caught out by the likes of JDG. Now, looking at the scoreboard, ASC at 14 kills, but their zipping is down. Everyone else kind of in the middle right now, 6 kills, couple kills everywhere. Everyone was having a slugfest off spawn, but DRG able to get 10 kills on their Viper composition, and we just saw them playing an assassination play on that Spirit Well. Unfortunately for them, EWG is going around the Yang winners with this Draco Storm. So everyone is tucking tail, hiding in their holes until the coast is clear. We got 1:40 left on this Draco buff. Now, Alliance to the south. Slow day for Alliance. They've usually been very, very dominant, just like Wolves. Wolves in the middle of the pack, though, with that top 9. And I keep saying this, like the point spread is a lot more even than any other previous seasons. We are seeing, though, JL breakaway with their first 2 games, getting that massive multiplier. But since the fall of like placement multiplier, less and less teams are having those really, really big games. Like, you have to win it all in order to have it. We are going to get the RG versus EWG. Draco Storm on Draco Storm. Not an ideal situation. I'm surprised the RG is going to take this, but look how much stagger coming out from that.
What is that?
RB straight up juggled by Draco Storm. Axio is going to fall with the likes of that F3 Kablowy. Bye-bye, my guy.
Oh my goodness, that was insane. People say that lightning doesn't strike the same spot twice. It does in Naraka with the Draco Storm. Good lord, that was absurd. I think that was like 5 lightning strikes in one spot within the space of a second. A poor player just getting absolutely exploded. Oh my god, that was ugly right there. But speaking of poor player in a bad situation, JL unfortunately did lose their Matari, and now VVV, having been hiding in this tree, it looks as though it might be cooked for him here. Does pop that ultimate. Oh wait a second. This is V1 Raven for VVV.
Omnidirectional.
On the side. Omnidirectional V1. Interesting. For those of you at home who don't immediately know what I'm talking about, there was some changes done to Zai in within the new season, and one of those changes was that obviously they took out one of her F abilities and one of her ultimates. But they did also make a change to V1, the first variation on the ultimate, as it's not the one with the wave fire attack. It doesn't have any fire on that ultimate. But what they did instead is with the empowered focus attack on that ultimate. Before, you could only use the light attacks omnidirectionally, so you could throw the light attack with Zai ultimate directly upwards wherever, you know. But now with V1, you're able to send the empowered attack omnidirectionally as well, which I mean, initially we thought, oh wow, this could be really cool, and then we tried it out and it didn't seem too impactful. However, perhaps JL has been cooking something up in the lab, as they are opting to choose V1 here for the Zai. But taking a look here at this quick replay, Raven Alliance versus Wolves here. ZK does get taken down. Yuma on a sliver of HP. Who wins this one though? This is very back and forth. 3 versus 2, but the 2 are relatively healthy. 1 gets taken down. The 1 versus 3 now. XEM, there's work cut out for him. The scale rush, the dash comes through, and there it is. He does get taken down. Alliance come out on top.
As scale rush stagger, when you're low health like that, is invaluable for your team. As long as you read the situation, you don't throw the scale rush if that person is just looking to parry, obviously. Your teammate covers with light attacks. It's very, very good. We're going to see JDG investing that semi-ult, having that Aurora Burst, setting up for this end game. And this is what I mean, that ranked play just doesn't match at all tournament play. That Aurora Burst, saving your money to make sure that you're able to buy that Jade before everyone else, sets you up pretty. Versus rank, you can just get this Jade off spawn pretty commonly. We're going to see JDG perfectly set up, yoink this with 23 people left alive. JDG is looking like one of the favorites to scoop at this lobby down, but it's still going to be pretty volatile. This end game, very, very flat, and this is going to benefit Takeda a lot. Takeda's composition is able to utilize no cover terrain perfectly, because Temmie will always be able to create that cover. Now, Hadi and Kylan, they need some type of verticality in order to stay safe, to stay alive, because every time they're cubing up, they need to be able to land somewhere safe. But if this end game ends up closing more and more, they're not going to have some type of high ground to secure and hold in place. Instead, they're going to be surrounded by these Takeda, these Siphon compositions, all posted up, waiting to range. They don't have that Temmie already. So I imagine the name of the game here is try to get someone lobby before you get lobbied by pressuring them with these cannons. And we're seeing this rolling out with EWG and SS1 poking at each other as we're going into the 7-minute marker. Another plot twist to all of this, Duncan, is we're going to be getting a no ult zone as well in this end game. Going to be very, very spicy, and I don't think the no ult zone end game has been completely solved. Maybe a couple teams have a good grasp of when that no ult zone should be pressed and what your objectives are as a team, but I'm curious to see patch no ult zone in the old school siphon, what NBPL is going to be cooking going into this last bit for this endgame.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That is a question to be answered. As it's such a rare occurrence, it's very plausible that not that many teams have opted to try and figure it out fully and fully find out what is the best option in those situations. But just a quick replay here of this realm of Yang ASE up against BBE. It went very favored on the side of ASE relatively early here. They were able to take down that one player very quickly. Unfortunately, BBE weren't able to recover in that realm of the Yang fight, weren't able to get res or get all that much value. Taking a look at ASE now, they are very, very stacked. I mean, well, one player is very, very stacked. Two of them only have blue armor right now, but they're very stacked up on kills. They managed to accumulate, I think, 12. It was, unless my eyes deceive me. But we are in this situation again with the Moonbane coming down. The 80% Moonbane, as you like to call it, takes up 80% of the safe zone. We're going to be seeing the Spirit Well coming through as well, spawning in. And as we've been given this very nice little graphic on just below the map in the top right, we can tell that it is going to be Mystic Might buff, the buff that gives you the UAV, essentially the information, this pulse that goes out like a bell. It tells you where the players in the vicinity are, and it also gives you a defense buff, a damage reduction buff on top of that, which is it wasn't the highest priority buff, and it hasn't been for quite a while now, but it certainly is nice if you're able to get your hands on it. But back to touch on what we were talking about before with the no ult zone, I think because it's such a rare occurrence, with these teams, these coaches, they're trying to prepare their players for all of these situations. But of course, you can imagine that they're going to prioritize situations that are more likely and happen more often. So, as you said, I wonder which of these teams has taken the time to truly figure out the better timing and the optimal play to make when a no ult zone is a factor in these end zones.
With 4 minutes left, Cicadas are activating SS1, taking advantage of that situation, coming out with the blue buff. They have the momentum for them, a free ult charge. They can get this, they can trigger the lobby into forcing ultimates out of who they choose, depending left or right, who our neighbors are, who do we want to get focused right now. DRG, tough situation for them. There is at least a tree for their Wucham to put a port down, so they will be able to have some maneuverability with the solo Viper composition. The wind walls from the Wucham being critical right now, but SS1, FPX, EWG looking very, very healthy. Now they are getting pressured. EWG chose to go in this fence area, and they thought it would be a nice little wall to get teams to stay away from them, but instead they're just getting cannon shots lobbed into them. Hazy Jiangdong already popping that Kylan ultimate, trying to create a new home for his team, clearing out the way, sending it into DRG. Couple slashes left right now. Tessa ult's going to be coming out, but DRG is able to fend away ASC. ASC is going to find refuge into the center of the map, going up the trees left and right, but JDG on the outside is going to be putting pressure, and now DRG forced to make room for themselves using that V1 to set themselves up pretty, and it forces EWG into SS1, and now EWG is going to pop that Temi ult, sitting in the wall, getting that heal off. Nice job. No need to panic. They still have double ult up, but lots of opportunity on the outside. FPX trying to take advantage of Tessa being pushed to zone, but instead Jinx going to be forced into his Kylan ultimate, stuck in zone. Ton of zone damage going to come out. Has to be careful. His Cuban out. keeping his health up, but his ult is going to run out. Zhao Hu, they're zipping, will fall. FPX, no support to their name, looking for a new home. We're just sending light attacks like, hey, knock, knock, neighbor, you got a cup of salt? Because I'm salty that my zipping is down, but last 2 minutes left. Kato's going crazy, Duncan. Who's going to take it? Can Viper survive this Temi apocalypse?
Oh my goodness, it's just exploding. The Aurora Burst, the Tumult Ultimate 2-tick just stood still for a second there, just collecting himself, preparing for the onslaught that is beginning to unfold in front of him. 2-tick now pulling out those fist plays after getting parried, diving in, the Karumbi cycle coming through, healing him up, keeping him full HP, no ultimate to speak of right now. 2-2 does get taken down by the blue fan, able to catch him on the drop down. The F2 comes through there, or the F comes through there from the F1. 2-tick able to lock that player down, does get eliminated by a different team though. I believe ASE taken down extremely low there. Kylin very, very low, but does have ultimate available, is going to be able to stay alive. The Soul Slash coming through, catching 2-tick and Jing in the back, not expecting it. The Takeda ultimate keeping them in the zone. He's trying his best to stay alive, tries to pop the ultimate but isn't able to do so, does get taken down. Luoye, the F2 comes through, doesn't get the confirmation, goes wide. The Hardy Cube coming in clutch. Now Alliance in the zone trying to confirm some of these kills, does manage to find 2. The Karumi tether is attached to that player, to that Takeda that was just taken down. Luoye looking to try and dictate the pace of this lobby. The F2 comes through, doesn't find the full follow-up. Luoye now unleashing the ultimate, pulling the trigger yet again. We find the kill onto Kiki. EWG trying to close out this game as fast as possible before these players are able to get their resources back up, get their ultimates back off cooldown. Xiao Wen getting juggled into the zone. He is going to go down to Luoye. Now he picks up that Soul Bloom, going to try and make his way back into the zone, but this Tumult ult is going to slow him down. He's trying his best. He makes it back in, keeping his health topped up, just barely still alive. Cookie now popping that Karumi ultimate, going to try and keep his teammates alive, but not able to do so. They do go down. Junks now unleashing with the Kylan ultimate, trying to knock Cookie into the zone and take him down, and he manages to do it, just about securing that first place finish.
Good googly mooglies. EWG able, because not every team likes every composition.
That is true. Well, we're gonna be kicking it off right here. BBE DRG to be spawning on this Firefly spot here. Dongjing immediately being able to grab up both of these Fireflies and getting that ultimate ready to go. The 3-ban zone, the no ult zone is gonna be popped though, and force Dongxing to stay on the outside, preventing him from being able to help his teammates if they decided to go inside this dome. But he's managing to position himself very well on the outside, still finding value. The spacing very nice to see, very well done. As obviously whenever you look for a hold dodge into a hold animation, you get pushed forwards, and being able to space that perfectly so he's able to maximize or minimize the distance away from the dome, while still being able to impact the fight going down within inside that zone. Very nicely done. We're not seeing too much action unfold. We do see a player go down here. ASE looking to get involved as well, but nothing too crazy is going down for the moment. We are going to be heading over to Wolves and EWG. Scrapping it out over here next to Metab on the low ground. Cookie, unfortunately, is getting juggled and gets taken down. Wolves picking up 3 eliminations to start off with on their Viper comp. A very good start for them. You know, Viper being able to win off spawn, it's definitely what you want from this composition, as you're able to immediately then start looking for those third-party opportunities and look for those timing attacks. As if you have your initial off-spawn delayed, it becomes very difficult to find those opportunities, as you're preoccupied with making sure that you have enough loot to actually go and do it. Here, Kakaishi managing to make it out alive, just barely. Heading on over to Alliance. Who's that as well? Alliance and I can't tell. I can't see. SS1. That was it. Thank you, Mr. Raven. Take it away. And NY7 in his ultimate.
Alliance. NY7 going to be popping that Zai ultimate right now. Nice job from SS1 to ice off the pressure of this Zai ultimate. Hottie giving the cube to his teammates, able to deal for them, but Zipping isn't going to get connected to. Forced to pop that V1. The bird damage is going to be coming out. Matari also going to be invested to try to keep her alive, but they have the Zipping right where they want her. Able to execute her, and now it's up to SS1's Kylan to bring this back. No more Zipping, though, for him to stay alive. NY7 look for the drop down. Focus X flying in, not able to land it. Revenge is going to be stuck against his corner, trying to use his haystack. Can he get away? Revenge will fall. NY7 trying his best to peel for his teammate right now. But now Rosemary is going to get deep-fried. Meteor is going to come out. Nice job from Rosemary to fake the scale rush into parry. Spicy. Now Rosemary down to 1 HP. Nice chase down from NY7, sticking to him like glue. And Zen is going to fall. But really, really spicy stuff with that scale rush parry. Now something that we haven't seen before. A 3-2-1 in Naraka. Duncan, JL on the high ground, ambushing Kakashi on the ballista. Now, it would have been even better if they landed that Temiev, but I have not seen teams really 3-2-1 ambush teams going up. A lot of the times in Naraka, people overlook the value of sneaking up on teams just because you're not really punished for being very, very loud. It's one of the reasons that I like the Jade soft step. You can sneak up onto your opponents very, very easily. And I really have not seen a 3-2-1 shoot inside Naraka. This is very, very common, though, within other battle royales where it's more FPS heavy. But in Naraka, finally, we're seeing some type of ambush play. And if that Temiev would have came down, JL would have picked up that easy frag. And they still almost feel him drop Kakashi just with 2 white muskets. It's pretty, really cool stuff coming out from them.
Yeah, absolutely. The 3-2-1, it's certainly rare. As you said, you know, the sneaking up on your opponents. It's not something that typically happens as the time to kill in Naraka can. I mean, obviously it varies depending on the weapons that you have and the armor and jades that your opponent has. So it's not always. It's not standardized as it can be in other FPS games and battle royales, as the armor that you typically have is somewhat standardized, whereas in Naraka we have multiple different rarities and health pools. But here we have JDG looking to try and actually sneak up and find an entry onto ASE, but immediately get fended off by ASE. Jiandong's Kylan ultimate here with that purple weapon doing quite a bit of damage. Now forced to use that Wuchen ultimate to disengage. Looking to try and chase this down. They do find that cleave onto Jing, but the Tessa ultimate is going to come through, and now Jiandong is in a dangerous position. He's going to get charmed here. No peel seemingly, but he doesn't need it. The cube does get placed down. He's immediately able to teleport to safety and keep himself alive. Jiandong, we're going to follow up now, having fully reset, get that full armor back up. They are able to find the stagger and the follow-up onto JDG Jing. Teleporting away again, though, having picked up those fireflies. For a sec, wait, didn't they just use Wuchen? Oh, there's fireflies now. Fireflies, ladies and gentlemen. We love to see a Jing. Unfortunately, though, is going to get taken down. Unfortunately, not able to stay alive. No ultimate to self-peel. Just immediately getting collapsed on. And now Jiandong with another Kylan ultimate going to be slashing through this Tessa. Tutik desperately trying to get away. Break line of sight, but it's not to be. And he too gets eliminated here. ASE coming out strong and putting up, wait, how many? 9 eliminations already on the board this early on into the game.
Yeah, absolutely insane. That's what happens when you get the snowball off spawn. You find these nice kills, and it looks like Viper compositions. It's one of the, I wouldn't even say it's one of the weaknesses going for the Hottie composition, but you definitely need to catch the Hottie if you're going to be going for it. If that Hottie manages to defend against your execution, it becomes very, very easy for the team to cube out of the situation and hard to lock them down. So you end up, it's almost like going for another enemy Viper team where you're trading out such defensive cooldowns, and there's always a chance that your opponent just runs away and doesn't really want to fight. Now, looking at the map spread, Or you get WBG setting up from Realm of Yang. Looks like BBE was trying to, but they're in a little bit of a scuffle. FPX in the south, able to get a nice ISO Realm of Yang. Same thing with ASC, super juiced up. I don't really see where the likes of JL. I believe they are in.
Oh, they're right there. They were on the screen just now.
Yeah, they're out. They were the ones scuffling out with BB. I wonder if they're going to be able to get it in. Now, waiting for the Jades in order to set up for that run. And you see, again, ASC, all of the Jade slots super open. This is the power spike that you want to hit. Now, what's interesting here is they're putting the purple armor onto the zipping. A lot of the times, you give it to the Kylan or the Hottie just because you either want Kylan to be a little bit beefier because he's very vulnerable coming out of his ult, or you want to give it to the Hottie because you're trying to get him to get that second cube up. But we're going to get WBG versus, I believe this was ASC. ASC super stacked. Can Jiangdong come out with a win here? Oh my goodness, so much light attack. Avery was all the way in the landing. We're just all jumping in to the pile. Slam is going to be coming out, plus it's MEF, and Kurumi ult is going to be baited out. Kylan ult is going to be invested. Looks like Hottie ult was canceled, so we're on to the Kylan phase of this. Triple ult invested from the Siphon team. Temi ult's going to come out for the Peel, and now Kylan is in a tough position right now. He can fall right now. B1's coming out, but his over-mentality was already popped. Takeda trying his best to close the distance. Double hold dodge in, goes for it, but Jiangdong doing a good job of getting out of this situation. Scale Horse is coming out, back and forth, jumping LB to deny the grapple stagger, but the zipping coming in hot. Nice Q going max range again, but can he get a heal off? The Peel is coming out from their Hottie, and WBG will fall trying to chase down the Kylan. They just give up their back. Nice job from the team to give that banana peel, get his team out of there, and ASC is going to win this Realm of Yang.
Indeed, it's the banana splitting out of there with that Hardy cube. No danger to this Kylan, able to stay alive. That jump LMB was so close to catching him, but the tap dodge very nicely timed, able to dash through yet again into the double scale rush, and then the bait at the edge of the Yang with the heal, and then immediately using that cube to max distance himself. And as you said, the entire team are looking to try and lock him down, but inherently giving their backs up to the other members of ASE, making it. It all came down to that kind of. It all came down to him staying alive, as they were fully investing into trying to fully eliminate him. If he had been taken down any sooner, it could have gone the other way. Unfortunately, he was able to stay on his feet. But now heading on over to a fight between Alliance and X1. LYD getting knocked up by this F3. The Matari ultimates coming through. The Zaya ultimates going back and forth as well. And Y7 does have advantage on his cooldowns, though. F3 is available. The Matari dash is going to come through. LYD taking a lot of damage. Kurumi ultimate now being popped to keep him alive. The chain comes through, tries to make it into the circle, but not able to do so in time. Does get eliminated. Thankfully, he does have that Vermilion Birdsmite. He is not down for the count just yet, whereas WBG now diving in. They have Yang depletion. They're looking to try and take full advantage of the situation and cleanse this debuff with those Soul Bloom pickups. Looks as though they're able to find one at the very least. Unfortunately, they still have two to find. Thankfully, there are quite a few players in the vicinity trying to fight it out, trying to take advantage of these buffs that they have from the realms of Yang. NY7 getting pressured, goes to the sky, trying to break away from ASC's Jiangdong, who's chasing him down with this Kylan ultimate. The zipping then becomes the focus. Revenge breaking away, trying to ice off this pressure. Jiangdong changing targets left and right, constantly trying to find at least something of value. Now getting that zipping F pickup, does get sent back to full HP. The Tessa ultimates are going to be coming through. One player goes down. Revenge eliminated. Still has Vermilion Birdsmite. Wolves XCM going to be diving in with this huge Viper ultimate, stunning so many players. But there's another one going through. The ult saves Wolves. But are the other players who got hit going to be able to stay alive? So much happening in this small confined space, this valley between this path. Dongxing taking so much damage, but thankfully is able to use that F3 self-peel. The Kurumi tether is attached as well. It is not in all that much danger, but what chaos is ensuing here, Raven.
It's an absolute slugfest. Everyone just moshes in, and it's still going right now. Wolves are going to be coming in. FPX going to respond with the Takeda ult, but the XEM doesn't want any part of it. They are going to be fading out, and now WBG is going to be coming from behind. We heard Ballista shots going off as well. FPX pop their ultimates, and now they're just getting full fiended. Just everyone is committing right here, and they have to be careful. Multiple teams are just looking in from the outside to capitalize. And the semi ult is going to be coming down. Kurumi ult is going to be invested. XEM again just going to waddle his way out of there, sitting on the outside. And these two teams can pay no mind to anyone else. They're just going at each other's throats right now. Sleepwalker double tap outs out. Gonna pop the able to F1. FPX will lose one of their players though to Wolves on the outside. Now WBG spacing out, going to go to the outside, but Wolves gonna be diving in with the V1 Viper ultimate, looking for a stagger right now. They are going to pick off WBG. So many bodies being littered right now. JDG trying to make their way out of here, and then looks like Wolves able to get a chunky amount of meat out of this. 8 kills to their name. Everyone is going to spread though. WBG going to the max range of the map. A little hasty for Jing to go for that quest. He is going to pay for it for his life, just not paying attention. A little bit of a mental lapse coming out from Jing, and Wolves is going to be capitalized on this. Wolves up to an even 9 kills now. ASC at 12, Wolves at 9. I believe WG at 9. There are 3 different teams, 3 different compositions, all at 9 kills. All 3 strategies having success. That's what's very interesting about this meta, Duncan. It doesn't look like one comp is really edging out. It really depends on whether or not you're successful at executing your strategy. Both compositions, or all 3 compositions, seem to do well for what they are designed for.
Yeah, absolutely. I do like that aspect. Trio's meta has certainly evolved so much over time, and we've gotten to a point where it doesn't necessarily feel like there's one comp. As you said, you know, in the past we had the traditional transformers that was so dominant. We would see lobbies just fully stacked with all the players going for that traditional transformer pickup, and then we saw that shift when Attack on Titan came through, and then Sand Siphon became was discovered and created and brought into the meta. Things have just progressively become more and more in depth, and it's definitely very nice to see for a competitive game like Naraka to have such diversity within the meta, within the competitive scene. But here we are, Alliance going up against ASE in the realm of Yang. NY7 with that golden armor and golden weapon on the Zai, looking to try and make something happen. Unfortunately, not able to get too much of he is able to force out the cube activation from all 3 members of the opposing team. Now getting pressured by this Kylin. Jiao Wen, oof, that was unfortunately just mispositioned a little bit there. Miscommunication coming through, not able to get any peel from the Kylin in Ultimate, and Alliance are just, hey, it's just textbook. Stays together, stays calm and collected, and takes the cake away from ASE, who unfortunately just weren't able to stay stabilized and keep that team play up, and they get punished heavily for it. Hardy caught in a bad spot when he doesn't have that ultimate available and has already used the cube. Being able to force out this cube activation from a Hardy Kylin composition is extremely valuable. So although NY7 wasn't able to get all that much damage from his ultimate initially, being able to force out the cube certainly spelled disaster for that team.
Yeah, Alliance taking the cake, and it's a lot of cake when you win that second Yang. You get the Draco Storm plus the gold weapon and gold armor, setting up pretty for the next possible Spirit Well. It looks like we're going to be watching DRG on the Xiphon composition. X1 looks like they're going to be able to take that White Tigers with us. Lots of teams rotating around. 18 players left alive, 6 full teams alive, or actually is a duo and a solo. EWG's solo player trying to survive right now. But first, we're going to get NY. Devin on the Zai. He's been impressing me all week. Past 2 weeklies, his Zai has stood out above the rest. Same thing with his Viper. He leads the charge for the target selection for Alliance, and they're going to have that Zai or that Draco Storm buff. It looks like they're going to be setting up to loot up X1, try to make their way to the next bush, sitting on the dead side of the zone rotation. They don't want to appear for the next minute and 30 seconds while the Draco Storm is running around looking for possible kills, looking for that Yang depletion situation. SS1 to the south, looking really shambles, and looks like ASC scouting out in ghost form is going to spot out this shambles team in white armor. Can Jiangdong secure their location? A little bit of a grapple mix up. Did see them going around. If he just spots SS1, Rosemary and Tutu both have white armor, he's going to hit this. Green light has been going on. Tutu is going to get caught out. He's going to make a noble sacrifice, go the opposite way, going to get parried. Nunchuck just doing a massive amount of damage. That Nunchuck gold Nunchuck parry into the huge kaboom. Zen is going to double back. Tricky. Nice job from Zen to wrap around. There's no way ASU is going to predict if he fell back that other direction. They are going to try to camp the body. And now,
surely he doesn't get this.
I'd be very surprised if ASC does not camp the Bobby. There's almost no reason not to do it, especially after they lost sight. But Zen is going to go for it. Slap is going to come out. Wait a second. We can't win this. It's unless we come out. Zen's not able to get it. He's at 86%. And now more rounds going to be showing up. Slap. The fade slap into the parry. Wait a second. Zen's going Ultra Instinct mode. He's going to be able to pop ultimate. But the flamethrower is going to be coming out. He is going to be going away. Will his teammate try to slide in to try to get the res next? But Zen has his work come out for him. He's down to his last health. The bow shots are coming out. You see the shots going. Oh my goodness. The Kadi ult is going to coming out. Zen trying to around the corner, but Jiangdong is too accurate. He will pick up that kill. Really good stuff from Jang. The fadeaway slap, Duncan. Get off me.
That was really nice. Get off me. Leave me alone. He buys so much time. Yeah, that was, I saw it. I saw it happening. I was like, oh, he's got the slap. Okay, he immediately goes into the hold. This guy's gonna release. Absolutely gets the parry, beautifully done. But unfortunately, I'm not sure if it was done deliberately or if the melee aim assist made it scuffed it a little bit. But the parry animation going it towards the zipping, potentially deliberately, as zipping doesn't have combo break, so you are going to be able to secure that full damage onto the zipping. However, the other target may have been the slightly better choice, as he wasn't full HP, but who knows? You know, it's a little finesse, little trick that you can do if your teammate who's standing right next to you gets parried, and you try and go point blank up against the person who did parry him. That you can essentially screw with the melee aim assist and take priority, and then at the last second, as the parry animation is going to come through, you can dodge away and iframe the follow-up attack from the parry and protect your teammate. But it's not always possible. It is a little bit scuffed sometimes, but it is a nice little finesse that you can try and work on with your friends in trios if you're looking to level up just that little bit. But we have a fight taking place here over this Spiritwell. X1 and Alliance trying their best to secure this for themselves. LYD popping that ultimate along with the Matari as well. Karumi ultimate is still in the back pocket, still ready to go. Here it is. Does pull the trigger on that one as the Spiritwell is about to pop, and they're going to get their ultimates refreshed. Why not use it? You know, why not? Might as well. So we're going to be getting another one anyway. Alliance immediately, they got a plan. Alliance with a plan, recognizing that they're not going to be able to get this Spiritwell pick up and having used one of their cooldowns, immediately path over to that no ult zone and negate a lot of that potential pressure coming through from the team who does manage to pick up that buff and refresh those cooldowns. Very, very nicely done. Now, if you're aware like this and you're able to stay conscious of what's around you, like no ult zones, just certain pieces of terrain like towers, ballista towers, all that sort of stuff. Ballista towers, for example, are very useful for kiting, and you're able to utilize them to your advantage to stay alive in situations where typically you wouldn't be able to. You're able to loop up and down all around, play ring around the rosy with the tower and stay alive and buy time to for your teammates, or just to try and stay alive on your own. Very nicely done by Alliance there. But now we're heading into this phase of the game, Raven, where things are slowing down. Players are looking to try and find a place to call home, as we're going to be getting this 80% Moonbeam coming through very, very soon.
We are going to be ending somewhat with Puzzle, and the Blitz is going to be in play. Or I believe one of the sides, not both sides in play, but one of the blitzes in play. It covers a lot of this area, though. That means it's going to be no man's land all on that bottom left side. The interesting part about puzzle endgames, though, is one team can post up in the tunnels below and guarantee that endgame situation. We are going to get that 80% movement, as you were pointing out, Duncan. All the teams are going to be pushed to the edge. ASC doing all right with the purple armor, double purple armor, blue armor. Still have the Spirit Wells to contest for. And the good thing about the Spirit Wells is generally the most stacked teams are able to claim it. And since they're upgrading from that purple armor to gold armor, you can go in and snag a nice upgrade pretty much uncontested, because most teams just peel out and back off once they get what they want. But until that point, there's really no incentive to go in. And like I was saying before, only this top right area is very safe. The other side will be contested by that ballista. It becomes very, very dangerous. It even becomes a little bit dangerous to go on that ballista and shoot up. You want to maintain your repair kits, especially because you become vulnerable to the Temiao. So fun fact about the ballista, though, when you're moving on it, you cannot be grapple staggered. But the second you stop moving, if a grapple hits you, you will be staggered out. It looks like X1 is going to be challenging for this Spirit Wall, but everyone else wants to pile in as well. BB doesn't want to give it uncontested. They're probing for some weakness, holding that fan R&B over and over, but X1 has laid dominance to this, has alpha this location, letting everyone know we are willing to fight this to the death. They are going to pop their ultimates, set up, and see if they can get any value. And like I was saying before, purple armor is going to be left behind. Who is X1 going to contest as they come out with the double ult from the Spirit Well?
It's looking like it's going to be DRG here. Kakaishi getting stuck on the buttery rocks, forced to use that ultimate now to stay alive. The empowered dash attack from the F2, keeping him out of danger, able to dash all the way up the terrain, swapping armor with his teammate as well. Very nice team play there. The Kurumi dropping that armor for the Matari to make sure that he's able to recover and continue fighting and make use of that ultimate. The Kurumi able to use that Kurumi circle at a moment's notice and replenish that armor if needs be, if the aggression continues, as it seems as though that is the case. X1 trying to push their advantage as much as they can, but now looking to fade back and go to this low ground instead. LYD now using that second ultimate, has F3 available yet again. They're going to be saving it for the moment, looking for the grapple up, trying to find the tech chase, looking for this chase down onto Dongxing. Has that F3 ready to go at a moment's notice, gets the juggle down the terrain, out of the air. LYD getting disrupted by the Matari ultimate. The Tessa ultimate is going to be coming through as well. LYD now in a little bit of danger. If he does get focused down, Kurumi doesn't use ultimate, he will be eliminated most likely, but the Kurumi is ready and waiting. Has used that ultimate to keep them alive, keep them out of danger. BB now looking to come online. Only 2 blue armors and a purple. Not the best spot to be in, but they're still going to try and make it work. Use this Takeda ultimate to their advantage and see what they can accumulate for themselves in terms of kills or loot pickups. But after that explosive scenario, it looks as though it's slowed down yet again for a moment, Raven. And in this situation, where's the best terrain to be? Ultimate low or ultimate high? Obviously depends on the comp, but it's looking pretty oozly, regardless of where you are right now.
Gotta kick up the hill, going into this last 2 minutes and a half. Duncan X1 looking really stacked on the slow ground. You definitely don't want to fall into a Zai on the low ground, but ASC has Flame Breath and Flamethrower. BBE holding that high ground, laying down cannon shots on everyone else. X1 finding a nice little dead side to the left side. Viper ultimately going to coming out from Wolves, going to be clearing out all of this high ground. Everyone's going to be going into zone, getting huge tick on zone. Temion's going to be invested. Wolves sitting on the inside of it. Now, King of the Mountain right now. XEM happy with the results. They're not going to force any pressure onto anyone with that B1. It was mainly a zoning ult, and now everyone else is going to be going after each other, but Wolves has a nice safe spot to secure some placement points. Any strikers is going to be coming out. It doesn't look like anyone's going to be contesting right now, but the X1's ZDI, grapple canceling over and over. X1 trying to stay on the high ground, but Wolves able to eke out a little bit. BB still shooting down at Alliance, trying to yoink a kill right now. Good job from ASC on the outside, able to pick off X1. X1 the first one to suffer from this lobby reckoning. Ubi is going to be coming out, going to the high ground as ASC trying to secure a position. But two teams on the high ground will not let them go down. ASC's Jangdong on the Kylan, zipping through, letting everyone know on the high ground, you're getting evicted. This is going to be our spot right now. Fat Mickles is going to fall. BBE doesn't want to give up, and they're going to be punished for it. ASC is letting everyone know you should have got off of high ground. BBE will fall. Double Soul Bloom is going to be going to Wolves still on the high ground though. They cleared out everyone with their Viper ult, but they're going to be forced off now by Jangdong. Jangdong is going to secure the kill onto the Wuchen. ASC is absolutely going crazy. We have Alliance NY7 trying to play stall in mid-air. Grapple canceling over and over. BBE's Roy Hee is going to take this guy as well, but X1 ZDI is trying to peel for his teammate, and it looks like ASC is going to be controlling the low ground perfectly. NY7 trying to hold his ult for this last little bit. It's going to be dropping down with that Zai ultimate, but Jangdong able to build his ultimate up again. He will have that Mortal Defiance. He's holding down.
Oh my goodness.
Slash is coming out. ASC is going to be cleaning up the lobby. Alliance's NY7 tries to secure more kills, but he cannot get to the wall. That is Kylan, and ASC is going to have a massive game, Duncan.
They are indeed the truck, the freight train that is Kylan, just ramming through the entire lobby, crashing right through the windshield. Hello there, buddy. You're going down. You're getting off this high ground. This is my rock. I am king of the hill. I'm going to be fighting off spawn in that Firefly scenario. But Raven, take it away. What's going down? Who's coming out on top? Give me a prediction right now. Is JL going to manage it?
You got EWG, X1, and JL all playing Firefly just south of Celestra, but JL gonna slow it down. They got one of the Fireflies on the BBB. They're gonna prefer going for this loot first. Loye on the Zai is gonna be going in immediately. Slaps are gonna be going off. Alliance trying to fight back here. I hear just non-stop slaps going on. Tessal's gonna get invested, and now Yuma is gonna follow up with that 1.5 charge release on that R&B, but now they have to deal with the likes of JL looted up right now on the outside. They will have ult advantage going into this because they found that Soul Bloom, but JL did pick up the Firefly at least on BBB on that Kylan, and it looks like Alliance is going to be coming in. You shall not pass. V1's going to be an event with NY7 is going to lock down Fong. The F1 is going to be pressed.
Oh no!
It is going to get peeled by BBB. JL doing a good job of icing off this pressure, but BBB now no more ultimate to his name. Going to switch back from that Gray Sword. Fong is running for his life. Good grapple cancel onto Loye. Jumping or uppercut into the toothpick, and JL so far coming out on top. VVV with the cross, looking for the wake up, not gonna be able to get it. Hookie with the double charge. Slaps coming out from, I believe that was Fong slapping back, but Alliance coming back. EWG is coming back. So many people flying in. Alliance is gonna go for the Viper F3, and it looks like JL's VVV. He's still fighting, looking for the juggle. Unfortunately for him, Tesla ultimate gonna be coming online. He is gonna fall, and off spawn, JL is able to pick up 2 kills. Alliance though coming out with the better end of that hold engage, up to 5.
A very solid start for them, and they're on the Viper composition. That's exactly what they want. And I said it, I'd be surprised if they didn't look for this Firefly spawn situation, and that's exactly what they did. They come out on top with 5 eliminations. We're heading on over to ASE up against DRG. It looks as though DRG in a very bad spot. Dongxing, oh, with a double parry though into the Dragon Slayer follow-up, but it's going to be negated somewhat by this Kurumi tether into the slabs, into the wisp. Nowhere to go. And Dongxing is going to get taken down. ASE also starting strong with 3 eliminations and a whole lot of money to spend at the shop. Very happy with themselves as they are indeed on that Sand Siphon, looking to scale up and prepare themselves for Yang and try and snowball the lobby moving forwards. But are they going to get their legs taken out by WBG here? So they've made their way over, spotted them out, and they do have the advantage in terms of ultimate. They have their ultimates up and ready to go. Jiangdong defending him off momentarily with those bow shots. Walker doing a little bit of jumping jacks through the window. The slabs going left and right. The Moonbane is going to be committed as well. Walker going to be trying to lock these players down. The Tumult ultimate is going to come through, holding them in place somewhat. The Wisps going crazy, locking down multiple players. It's not looking good for ASE. WBG going to be doing work with this Moonbane, with this Tumult ultimate. The F3 comes through, keeping this Kurumi on her feet for a moment. Walker with a bit of an error there. Doesn't get the full combo, gets a jumping RMB. The overhold, the F3 comes through. He's still alive, gets the Soul Bloom and takes him down. WBG are going to be able to take down one. ASE trying to salvage it. The meter burn comes through, equalizing the fight, but the Moonbane is going to come into effect, and ASE are going to get taken down. WBG with the slight blunder, making themselves work for it, but they do come out on top and get all of that money, all of that loot. Thankfully for them, as that would have been heartbreaking if they hadn't been able to succeed, have they committed all of their cooldowns as well as that Moonbane.
A nice job with that Moonbane. It's just one of the things that all the Viper teams do is they rush that Moonbane off spawn. When you get those kills off spawn, a lot of times people underestimate how much money you get from that first plus. It sets up to get that first Moonbane, and it really makes it easier to either secure loot with the Moonbane or follow up with some kills. Now, FPX with the Viper, Sanzi up to, where's FPX on the scoreboard? We are up. Oh, we actually don't have any kills, but we are looted up. EWG recovering their game off spawn, getting some nice loot up before this first Rumble Yang going to be popping up. The EWG up to 1. JDG at 6 kills with the Hadi Kylan composition. JL at 2. ASC at 4 with Siphon. Alliance's biggest games is their Viper Morris nighttime, but we're going to first get JL versus EBE. Fat Milk going to be fading out with the zipping. Nice job avoiding the focus fire of a JL, but it looks like Alliance is going to be sitting out. This is what I was just talking about. Alliances, this whole left side of the map. NY7 setting up for the fattest Viper drop. BBB is going to have his ult up. Oh, he is gonna be fine, but NY7 out of nowhere. 6 staggers to his name. Tesla ult's gonna be coming out. BBE, the victim of this. Hotie's gonna try to get out of here. Fat Medical's gonna go down. Slap's going down. I've been as well on the Wuchen. He will fall. Nice job from Alliance to pop out of nowhere, scouting out the fight, waiting for that Kylan ult to be coming down, and WBG's gonna be coming out to pick up the scraps, but NY7, telling you, every time I watch them, we're doing nice drop downs. These guys pass perfectly to the situation. They're going to pick up Roy Hehe as well. WBG tries to steal the kill away, but they're unable to. Now JL on the outside, they did all the heavy lifting for that situation, not able to get any of the kills. Ooh, on the outside though, sending in the artillery, Kablawi, but it does not matter. WBG is going to keep up the pressure. It's going to force out Alliance's Wuchen port. Do they see the beacon though? Where is that port out? Alliance ends up porting right next to them, but they have cover technically from VBB on the high ground. NY7 uses his V1 to zone everyone out, and they're going to make it out of line of sight. Nice job from Alliance to use his cover after he's going to be invested. Last shot left, but NY7 not able to get out. A nice half charge LMB, but the RMB is going to close it out. Alliance is going to have to give up their teammate and hope to res them moving forward. Nice job from WBG, though, to come in with that third party and find a kill.
Absolutely. That was insane though. Alliance with the huge drop down. Before that took place, they had 5 kills. They were able to pick up 4 eliminations just off of that play. And hey, it might be cheesy, but it works and it does so much for Alliance. And even then, it's not really cheesy. You gotta expect it. At this level of play, if you're in this area, if you know that there are Vipers in the lobby, you have to be aware and you have to expect that Vipers are going to be looking for this drop-down play, especially in those areas with the trees. As you said, the entire left side and then up and around, the backwards upside-down L has so many trees. You have to be very, very careful if you are fighting in that area. Make sure that this sort of thing, it does not happen to you. But we are going to be jumping into the realm of Yang. No Vipers in here. It's going to be Kylan Hardy up against the Sand Siphon for Wolves, up against JDG. Let's see it. XEM diving in, catching some of the follow-up onto this jungle. Not able to get the full capitalization, unfortunately, as the peel does come through from that Zipping's teammates. No cooldowns are being utilized by Wolves just yet. I saw that, the little focus line. Come here, come back here. Trying to chase him with the focus slide. He's not able to catch him though, unfortunately. But an HQ, speaking of getting caught, he may have gotten caught slightly there, forced to use that ultimate, losing quite a bit of his armor, but able to get that reset. And now the Takeda ultimate is going to be coming online. The Kylan ultimate being used to peel. The tap does roll away. XCM trying to stay on his feet. The tether is attached, so if need be, he is going to have that damage reduction in play. If he takes a significant amount of damage, Kurumi ultimate is now going to be placed down. So the follow-ups with these fan RMBs. The Kylan ultimate still in play. The Zipping ultimate allowing him to get so many more slashes in this ultimate. So much damage going back and forth. XCM goes to the sky, uses that F1, gonna try and make use of this aura effect and prevent any brute focuses coming through, but instead he sends one of his own, gets parried for the damage reduction from the F3 on the Kurumi, is going to negate all of that damage. XCM sending the 0.9 into the Thunderstorm, into the combo break from the Kylan. ZK is down, NHQ is in danger, and XCM trying his best to stay alive, was about to unleash the Thunderstorm, I believe, but wasn't able to. The focus light comes in and stops him, at JDG going to be coming out on top in this realm of Yang.
Yeah, the whole sword focus slide, unlosable neutral, just really, really tough to deal with. Once that pole sword starts snowballing, starts hitting you, it's just so chunky and safe when that focus slide into the sliding, crouching LMB on pole sword. And JDG is going to keep up their momentum up to 9 kills. They are going to be going with the red buff. BBB and JL going through the Firefly location, trying to see if they can find someone going for the treasure. But it looks like JDG is going to be falling into the flank of JL from the top road. So BBB has them scouted out. Going to be looking for this focus lane. That's the R&B of nice job from BBB, forcing out Tut to go and heal. BBB is going to use that time to focus onto the Zipping. Zipping now stripped of all her armor. UV still has ultimate up, looking for the stagger of the flank, sees the focus slide, grappling off again this warrior, making sure his Zipping can stay alive. Both Zipping, actually, I don't believe Fong has even ported yet, but BBB is going to ult again, get some slashes going. He's going to find a naked Takeda left behind from his team. Definitely doesn't have grapple distance as well. It looks like we're going for the low targets first. Zai is gonna fall. Audiol's gonna be invested now. But it looks like VVV, in all of his journey to try to find these kills, his two teammates will fall. He has to be careful not to die after Yang depletion. But Wolves and JDG still slugging it out, probing for weakness. We are going to be going into the second realm of Yang now.
We are indeed going to be going to that phase very soon. Still have a couple teams with their Vermilion Birdsmite trying to make use of it, trying to get as much value as possible. Wolves still with their Yang depletion, 2 minutes left on the clock. So many players on screen right now in this open area, this slight rock formation, this slight elevation, this cliff, making it very good for this Kylan to try and make use of it and get as much value from these slashes as possible, cleaving through. But it looks as though we got another drop down from Alliance, a huge one at that, getting multiple stuns, picking up one, I think 2 kills there. We're going to get a third. More is yet to come. Wolves are still in play, though. They're trying their best to cleanse these Yang depletions, and I believe they've done so. Able to cleanse all 3, and they're not done just yet. Trying to get as many kills as they can. Unfortunately, ZK does get singled out and focused down there within the Tumult ultimate from NHQ. He's might be resable, but it's not looking too good as the Tessa and the Viper are still in play. The Viper looking to try and confirm this kill, confirm this damage onto XEM. He does have ultimate available, but is he going to be able to get off the ground? It doesn't look like he is. He gets juggled a mile down the hill and taken down. No ultimate for you, Mr. Decatur. You're going to the graveyard. And only one member of Wolves is able to make it out alive. And it was, in fact, it was the Tumult, in fact. And WBG is the one that's only got their Karumi left alive. But here we are again with another storm fight. The Vipers just getting crazy within this storm, cleansing their Yang depletion as well. It looks as though there was a Viper comp who went into the realm of Yang in the first set, but unfortunately they weren't able to come out on top and had Yang depletion to cleanse. But hey, they have been able to do just that and recover their game. But what an explosive mid-game, what an explosive Yang depletion situation, Raven. You've told me about this many times in the past. The Yang depletion situation is such an important thing to be mindful of, as there are going to be so many teams desperately looking for these soul blooms and trying to recover their game that you have to be very careful. Things like this, these explosive situations can occur very easily, and those who come out on top are usually very happy with themselves. They come away with a hell of a lot of loot and a hell of a lot of money.
Explosive situations indeed. We're in a DRG versus WBG White Armor. I believe that is Temi. Is Temi. WR98 gonna get the nice surround onto them. Light attack's gonna be going down. Jing will fall. We are down to 23. Wolves ZK able to get the rebirth charm for his teammate. One of the bad parts too of many Vipers going around, your ability to res. All the Viper teams are all going to be camping around those areas as well. It's very, very hard to get your game going. And we are going to get JDG versus JL. Last second Realm of Yang coming out from JL. And I believe they are on the Hottie competition. So it's going to be a mirror matchup. What's going to be opened up with on the Kylan? It's going to be Obi putting some pressure onto Zipping, but it looks like he's going to target swap to... No, he's still going to stay on Zipping. Forced to use Cube now. Going to be very dangerous for him if this team opts to op him, or opts to Temi ult him. Opts to op him. Focus side is going to be going out from Jing, doing non-stop damage onto his teammate. He's trying to violate as well, but VVV coming in with the peel. No one's going on my teammate besides VVV. Flashes are coming out, just non-stop scale rushing to the sky. What else Dora is going to be at as far as hit points? Going to the sky again, looking for the 3-piece, not able to get it. Flower Girl is going to pull us down. Unlucky. Is 3 DPS enough to finish off the team? Ding. With the Hadi ult, his team full health right now. JL struggling against this full health team of JDG. Bong is going to be taking to the skies with the scale rush, but Kiki is going to follow up, take down TXA, and now JDG just looking to clean this up onto BBB, but BBB is not going to go quietly. He is going to get a focus attack, but focus slide is going to take him down, and JDG weathers the storm and takes down JL. Big upset for them inside this realm of Yang.
Absolutely, such a back and forth and sort of tempered fight. You know, there's so much spacing going down. The Hardy Qs being forced out into the re-aggression and neutral, trying to find these openings, trying to catch one of these players slipping, but aren't able to find it for so long, and it just ends up being such a long fight, but well fought regardless, and they do end up taking it down at JL. Both teams doing extremely well in this situation to fight it out and be so evenly matched for so long. And we have a quick look at, unfortunately, SS1 Rosemary on their own, taken down at the edge of the map by this Draco Storm X1. Not where you want to be in the 1 versus 3 against Draco Storm. The buff that just spells disaster for your game if you don't have anything to match it. It looks as though the remaining member of SS1 may be taken down very shortly, and there it is. Zen1 is going to get found out and eliminated by JL, allowing JL to cleanse at least one of their Yang depletions onto VVV. The question is, will they be able to find more players and another fight, allowing them to fully cleanse the team and recover their game? But speaking of recovering, they've certainly recovered in terms of in terms of just how like their game. The first 2 games, we talked about it earlier, they did extremely well. But then for 2 games they've not done, they just couldn't find their footing, and now back into the game number 5. They're on 8 kills. They're doing that pretty well, but off the back of that Yang loss, it might be cut short, and I would certainly imagine if it does get cut short, it will be extremely hard to recover from moving forward into the game 6.
And more focus slide coming out from FPX. BBB just sitting there on the ground, just like, really? More focus slide? We were saying earlier, Alliance had a bad first 2 games, and they have heated up. They have climbed up the leaderboard all the way up to the top 3. I was saying before, like, they're definitely a top 5 team, and after the first 2 games, you definitely can warm up. ERG at 6 kills, WBG at 7 kills, and JDG surprisingly having a massive game at 14 kills. And now they have to do at this point, they're on a Hadi comp. They need to secure this win. That's how you have that massive point jump. And if you can qualify off just one day, you might as well do it this one day. We are still on game 5. Everyone's sweating it out. JL still has a work cut out for them. They have to cleanse 2-4. Unfortunately for them, they're going to be fighting next to this tower, where if you go too far away, you possibly can get shot. And if you fight too close to it, there's just so much terrain kiteability. VVB is trying to look for the opener right now. Perry's going to be coming out, I think, on to Bong. I believe he got the parry then, or TXA got the parry. Now it looks like JDG doesn't want to take this fight, but JL still needs to find at this fight. VV going to be engaging, probing for some weakness, waiting for his team to link up with them. Jumps in, looks for the parry, not able to get it. Coxie throwing, they'll fade away. One charge, catching VVV off guard, and now TXA is going to invest his Hadi ult. And we are all in, baby. The teammates need the soul blue, but they are going to get a Tesla ulted. UV wisely going into the top of the tree, able to ice off the pressure, and it looks like FPX is going to switch onto DRG instead, but they grapple backwards, not able to get the execution that they'd like, and JL is going to back up, and they're going to live to fight another day. It looks like they're going to set up for VVV to get that res, but first we're going to see JDG claim the Spirit Well, Duncan. They're up for a Mullen. What can JL do? And FPX, as the double ult from JDG is going to be coming through.
Indeed, it's going to be rough the Tessa Viper Wuchen composition immediately disengaging, recognizing the threat coming through from JDG. Unfortunately, even though JL was able to find that rebirth, well, I mean, it was at least, at the very least, it was the Hardy getting taken down there and not VVV initially. But as I was saying that, as I was finishing my sentence, VVV also gets taken down. And it's just JL gets sent back to the lobby, unfortunately. Although it's definitely a better performance from their game 3 and 4, it's still nothing in comparison to their first couple games, unfortunately. But there is still yet another game after this to be played. And if we know JL, they're certainly going to be trying their best to lock in for that final one and hold on to that top spot on the leaderboard. But speaking of logging in, JDG certainly very locked in right now, sitting on 15 eliminations already, now going up to 16 there. Huge game for JDG, double golden armor, a massive performance from them. Taking a look now at FPX, Jiao, who's just been taken down. They did find the rebirth charm for their Tessa. So not the end of the world. If you want one of your, if you have to have one of your teammates eliminated on this composition, Wu Chen is probably the one to be the sacrifice, as he doesn't offer as much value when it comes to these end game situations, as there aren't all that many places for you to teleport the team away to if you're in danger. And I mean, you can do a few aggressive plays with the Wu Chen teleport, but it's something that's rather niche and it's not seen all that much anymore. We've seen it plenty of times in the past, but it's definitely something that we don't see very much anymore, as it's come out of favor somewhat. FBX is still under a lot of pressure. Junks does find that armor swap, fortunately, heading over to an old body, finding that blue armor swap, staying immobile, staying on his feet with this pulse sword. Unfortunately, the same cannot really be said for Sansi, as he is trying desperately to get away, but does get eliminated there by Alliance. Junks does take the hit from the Moonbeam, but still alive. Thankfully, because of that armor swap, he did have enough of a health pool to stay alive off the back of that hit. But I doubt that his Dessa is going to be getting back up anytime soon, if at all, in this situation, as he died right smack bang in the edge of this Moonbane. The 80% Moonbane, forcing all of these players, all of these teams to the very edge of the circle. It's certainly tough to recover if you get stuck in the middle.
I was wrong. Only 15 people left alive. Everyone is going after each other. Even though they have a slow composition, I'm surprised at how aggressive everyone's playing against each other for these kills. It's very easy to get third party with how aggressive all these teams were. Now, we got Wolf, DRG, and JDG all challenging Spirit Well. Kylo and F's going to be invested. Nice parry going to come out from Tut, stripping all of the armor away of the enemies. Kylan, now DRG going to be fading out from the top row. X1 now coming with the charge with the Dragonmore and the Merciless at the same time, looking to take that center for free, using these OP aids to create some space, but they will not just go in for free. Multiple teams just dove in on them as they're trying to hold the center. Cloudburst on to Tut. He's looking for an opener right now. Oh, but this team is like heavily parry camping for the Spirit Well. Can't JDG do this? Xing on the Hottie is extremely low. Has to be careful. He has to pop a heal right now, but these two players I've been playing with or against for a while. X1ZDI trying to get in there, but is gonna get Tessa ulted. No one wants to give away the Spirit Well, Duncan. 15 people left alive. No one is falling. It's just non-stop drop down focus attacks. Who is going to take it? Finally, Alliance is coming in, and they have ults up. NY7, telling you, Duncan, he's going to do some big play. It's coming up soon.
They absolutely are. I'm ready for it. Alliance NY7 tries to find a way in there. The triple parry comes through immediately, preventing that pressure, preventing the engage and the entry into this spirit world. But oh my goodness, so much is happening on the screen. The Merciless Havoc continuously just being sent out and covering this entire area, making it extremely difficult for any of these teams to find a way in. Now that the dome has been dropped, it has expired, we are going to be seeing these cannons and these ranged weapons coming out, applying even more pressure to this circle, making it even harder for the teams that want to try and get their hands on this buff to actually do so. And XCM trying his best to find a way in. It does so. Merciless Havoc does get sent out, but now that it's been disrupted, they may be able to find a way in, but the cannon shots immediately come in to follow up, making it so that Wolves has to take a step back for the moment. The Flame Breath coming through. XCM still in the sky, grappling up and down, trying to stay alive. Does just narrowly avoid that Tessa ultimate. His teammates did not. I don't think there's going to be all that much follow-up, though, as this entire area split up by these buildings, by this Tumulk ultimate has just been put down. But Wolves are going to be able to secure this Spirit Well, and now having their ultimates refresh. The Tumulk, Kurumi, and Takeda ultimate all ready to go, pulling the trigger. XCM sending out these Fury Bursts. Unfortunately, hasn't been able to get that legendary ultimate status, but it doesn't matter. He's still looking to get Oogly. He's still getting in there, taking players down to such low HP, but the Hardy Cube coming in clutch for ZDI on X1, able to disengage, able to stay alive. XCM still trying to find value with this ultimate, going for the second ultimate now, getting another 4 shoves, trying to find the opener, finds JDG at the edge of the zone, pushes them back, but not able to get the fan RMB follow-up, not doing all that much damage. The damage reduction coming through from that zipping, from the zipping F. The Kylan ultimate also in play, sending them flying backwards. Two-tick burning, desperately going to be looking to try and find someone to siphon some health off of, try and find some kind of a reset, going back and forth. JDG Jing now top of this little building, forced to use that Hardy ultimate to go to the sky. Two-tick goes down to the ground, does get eliminated by Kakaishi. XCM trying to stay on top of this Kurumi circle, trying to stay healed up. The Tessa ultimate coming in from the back. They're trying to find these players hiding in the corner, but immediately disengaging with this Hardy Cube is going back and forth. Raven, this is getting oogly boogly. What? I don't know who's coming out on top, but Wolves definitely have a good chance.
1 minute left. Alliance up to 16 kills. Wolves at 3. Can Alliance secure this huge placement point? Wolves, Kurumi is going to fall, and now B1's going to be invested by NY7. Not many places left to hide, but NY7 down to really, really low health, trying to ice off his situation, find a reset right now, but in the sky, someone had clipped, and they're going to know his hit points. He's going to use his F3 to create some space right now. X1 with the parry on a low ground. ZDI with the cavalry boons, pushing everyone into the zone. He's trying to build up his ultimate. He's at 97% onto the Kylan. He needs to pop his ultimate soon. He is going to be able to get it up. Takeda ult is shoving everyone down, but X1's ZDI going to be shoving everyone around. Sees the soul booms around. Kiki trying to make his way back in, but the slashes from ZDI is too much. He is going to fall to the poison mushroom, and it looks like JDG is going to come out on top, securing that 1.2 multiplier. Massive game coming out from JDG. I think that might have been the most amount of cannon shots I've heard in a long time. It was just non-stop cannon shots into that spirit well, and great play from Wolves to be like, enough is enough, we're committing to this. Temi ult into Takeda ult, they finally secure it, but that was such a long extended spirit well fight in that end game, Duncan. Pulled over and over. Same thing with zipping, and even worse for zipping the second she gets staggered. We are going to go to Imperial. First, we're going to ASE versus SS1. After being invested in misses. Zipping, looking for the scale rush, making some space for receiving. Zen's going to look for the flank, not able to get it. 1, 2, 3, sending from Jiangdong. Nice dash through, going to get nice staggers onto Jiangdong. And immediately SS1's going to go back in, try to help out his teammates, consolidate with them. Pokestack's going to be coming in. SS1 trying to look for the parry, not able to get it. Zen now covering with it, but Yao Wen, it's going back and forth with the parries. Another team is going to be showing up. Alliance with the third party. Double blue armor, perfectly healthy. NY7 is not going to be able to get the focus stack. Parry is going to come out for his teammate, though, and Tutu will fall from Alliance. Non-stop action off spawn. Already, Alliance up to 3 kills, though.
Very good off-spawn situation for Alliance. They've been doing so much work in these early phases of the games. God damn, they're still scaling up. They're getting at 4, 5, 6 eliminations now under their belt in a matter of moments. Having the game having only just started, they're already at 6 eliminations. Alliance definitely feeling themselves, definitely feeling very, very, they're just feeling very confident right now, and they certainly have a reason to be, as they've been finding so much success, and they've been doing extremely well and playing it very well as a team. Their Viper, as you said before, you've watched their POVs, and it doesn't look necessarily as though they're doing anything too crazy. But whenever it comes to the actual main cast with the main camera, it looks insane. I think it's just, as you said, they're just finding the perfect opportunities, finding the perfect timings for these aggressive moments. They're just finding the right timing attack situations consistently, and it really shows how well versed they are at sort of analyzing the lobby and figuring out when teams are going to be in vulnerable situations. It definitely speaks to how much work they've put in as a team. Alliance having not been the best performing team in the past. They've had struggles. They've had a lot of difficult times trying to find their footing within the NBPL, but this year they've definitely leveled up and put a lot of work in, and it's lovely to see, absolutely. But heading on over to this, although it was pretty spicy off the drop, it has now calmed down for the moment. We have all of these teams recovering off that initial part of the game, looking for loot, trying to find their footing, make sure that they have the resources to be able to look for fights moving forwards. It looks as though we might be finding one now. Alliance, having picked up all of these skills early, they have all the money at their disposal and have invested in a Moonbane to try and accelerate their lead, Raven.
Yeah, nice job, Alliance. They got like 20 or 40, 30k off spawn. They're gonna get the Zipping is going to get stunned, and from max range, they're going to go for the range shots, but it doesn't look like Alliance wants to hard commit to this. Nice job from X1, able to ice off the execution. We still have Wu Chen poured up, so Alliance not in dire straits right now. I believe they probably have 2 Moonbanes to their name, so they're going to live to fight another day. It looks like ASA Jiandong is going to get a big parry onto Sanzi. Jiandong, big play coming out from the likes of ASC's Viper, but now they're going to get followed up on those. Zyhold is going to be good, still up. They are going to lose their Tessa, and they're going to opt out the scale rush out of there. ASC, though, coming in hot with the parry. Sanzi does not want to back up. We're going to get a nice stagger onto this Wu Chen with the follow-up Meteor, sending my man for a ride. The second he popped that gold F up, he was already dead. Moron is going to fall, and it looks like ASC is still going to be running away. Single lone Viper survivor. It looks like his opponent is going to give up chase. Nice job from him to go max range here. Work his way back for the res. There was a will, there's a way, Duncan. ASC is at 60.8 though, so they're big chilling for the day. Hopefully they're able to get this res, and this is kind of the cat and mouse game that happens now. JL on the Siphon doesn't really want to fight at all, is okay with just looting all the way till that first Yang, while all 4 Viper teams are just non-stop hunting, grabbing Moonbane, and just being an absolute menace on the map. Looks like JL and Alliance have similar ideas of claiming this loot on the low ground. I wonder if NY7 is going to spot it out. Does he spot the opponents across? He does. Yuma, Long, and TXA all waiting. Nice flank coming out from NY7. Temiel's going to be coming down. NY7 is going to Wu Chen pour it out of there before they take even any damage, and it looks like they're going to back up in scale rush trap. Unfortunately for NY7, his shoulder is peeking around the corner. Venge on the low ground. backing off, and it looks like JL still wants this fight. They don't want to back up. They're willing to take this fight, but it looks like Alliance is going to be backing up. We shall have to see, but first we're going to get DRG versus S1 Duncan. Zion's going to be invested. Rosemary causing pain for this Viper composition. Who is going... I mean, I already answered the question. They already took it. That is a full counter comp. Akari's finding the Vipers. Hunters becoming the hunted. And JL still hunting. Finally able to lock it down. Alliance here. We'll have to see whether or not Alliance can survive, though.
It's not looking too good for them, I will say. The Viper ultimate, though, is coming out. Now, they might be able to find the lockdown, but I believe that the F3 from the Kurumi was casted just before the stun came through, so One Fang is able to buy a little bit more time, and Revenge does get taken down by TXJ. TXJ having utilized that Tumulka F to fully iframe the Viper stun here, and mitigating the stun, able to clutch up the situation, and JL come out on top in this fight. And unfortunately, I believe that Alliance has fully lost. Oh no, wait, have they? No. Okay, they do have their rebirths. For a second there, I thought that one of them didn't have their rebirth available, but they do indeed, and they are going to be able to recover the game. The Wuchen and the Viper are going to be resurrecting themselves elsewhere and looting up, potentially looking to try and find some opportunities in the Yang depletion situation once this Realm of Yang has taken place. JDG seemingly, it looks as though JDG is very adamant on securing this red Soul Jade for themselves, as we saw earlier in the first game of the day that they had immediately gone to claim that red Soul Jade and gotten it extremely quickly, I believe uncontested as well. So JDG definitely looking like they are red Soul Jade enjoyers. We do have all of these teams posted up. Looks as though there's somewhat of a handshake taking place. They're not interested in fighting each other before the Realm of Yang. Instead, they're going to be diving in and looking to try and accelerate their game with the Realm of Yang fight, securing themselves that better armor, that better weaponry, and that buff. But we will see BBE. Interestingly, Raven, Roy He's running the V1 Zai as well. What do we think of this? Because I'm not too sure about it.
I mean, might as well experiment with the omnidirectional. It does give you a little bit of healing, but we'll have to see how it's going to play off. JDG's Tut on the Kylan. Big damage is going to come out with this purple pulse sword, putting a ton of pain onto Roy He's going to have to use meteor to get out of the situation. Matario also going to be invested, but Kylan also going to come out. Roy He cannot recover. The double slash is going to take him down. Now Kurumi also going to be invested. Looking to play for res right now. Tut's not giving him any room right now. Slash is going to come through non-stop. He is going for the res right now. I don't believe Roy He did hit his ultimate. Flash is coming through. He is coming out, but Roy He will fall. The double slash is going to come out. F3 not in time to be invested, but Kiki is going to get really, really low on the zipping. Perry's going to be coming out. Tut is really, really low. So is zipping. Kiki down to this last little bit, but the zipping ult is going to be coming down. Roy He with the overhold, looking for it. Tut is just going, snapping back and forth. My man's moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour. You got 700 APM, clicking around, looking for the follow-up, but Fat Milk not able to find the flank. JDG's Tut is just too aware, just flicking his camera back and forth, ready to parry. TBE is not willing to bite, and JDG does a good job of dismantling the Zai offense. Kylan just making Zai look free.
Indeed, we saw Tutek just going back and forth with that Kylan ultimate. I don't know how many slashes that was, but it was quite a lot. Definitely more than 5, probably more like 10 slashes. We saw him cleaving back and forth through those players. Kurumi, I'm not sure if it was the Kurumi, it was one of the players dying and then getting res and then immediately getting taken down yet again, just not able to stand up to the the menace that is Kylin at the moment in his current state. We're heading on over to a fight between the JL and X1. I believe both of these teams have that Vermilion Bird's Might. Oh, the focus line again! The unlosable neutral VVV eating those pulse sword slider LMBs and taking out his knees, making it very hard to stand up to him, immediately dropping down to the low ground instead, not interested in fighting up against that pulse sword focus slide in close range. JL, so they're losing quite a bit of health on their Tumult. TXJ taking a lot of damage, but still not taken down just yet. JL on this F2 Takeda to try and find the opener. Not able to do so just yet. Now looking to kite back. ZDI does take down TXJ here. Is VVV going to be able to recover at least something? The Hail Mary uppercut coming out from VVV. Gotta respect it. Sends it. Tries to find something, but not able to. Unfortunately, One Feng, now a lonely Karumi, tasked with trying to get anything that they can in this 1 versus 3, but it's not to be. He does get taken down. X1 claiming 3 eliminations with their Vermilion Bird's Might. Very nice for them. Getting value out of your buff is exactly what you want, being winners of the Realm of Yang. But speaking of winners of Realm of Yang, EWG unfortunately were not, and they have the Yang depletion. Their task was claiming these Soul Blooms and taking down Alliance.
EWG, 2 minutes left on their Yang depletion. Kylan Aluye has his ult popped. Knows that EWG is going to make the round now. Going over to the center of the map. Imperial is looking stacked right now. Junk's going to be popping his meteor into the center of just 8 people. JDG's Kiki is going to fall in the onside now. Jing is going to fall. FPX is just walking through this mosh of the players on the back of Junks' Zai ultimate. Now he's a little bit stuck behind this corner, but he's going to reconnect onto Roy Hehe. Roy Hehe, nice cross up, able to ice off some of the pressure right now, but still going to go back into the butter, using his meteor to back off. Junks going for the cutoff play, though, from the top ropes, dropping down the meteor, and again, Junks looking to just secure kills, doesn't let Karumi get her scale rush going, able to stay on top, and we got, is this 3? Double spear, dual Halby. This has to be one of the most heavy light attack chasing. Oh, I would hate running away from double spear. Dual blaze, that would be tough. DRG,
that
though,
seems rough.
lurking on the outside. They know this team has no ultimate. Are they going to commit, though? They're looking for loot. Are they going to be? Temi ult's going to be looking for that F. But a little bit too late. FPX is going to have that tether up, and it looks like everyone's going to be slowing down now in Imperial. Soul Bloom is going to be going down. And JL is a little bit late to the party. All of the food has been eaten up. That's tough. No more chicken wings left for JL.
Unfortunate. No chicken wings. The ranch sauce has been depleted, and no snacks for you, big dogs. We're gonna be. We're eating good. We're getting a replay of the Realm of Yang. X1 up against EWG. Cookie taking a bit of damage from this flame breath from the cannon. ZDI looking to follow it up. XLY having used that ultimate, having used the cube. The cube utilized instead of the combo break, but just to reposition and try and find this drop down onto the zipping. The zipping forced to use that ultimate and try and fade back using the scale rush to try and disengage, but it's not gonna save them. ZDI has his number, immediately chasing down with these Kylan cleaves, able to lock him down, lock down the other player, and there it is. All 3 get eliminated in that Realm of Yang very, very quickly. All off the back of that zipping, getting pressured so unbelievably well by X1. Speaking of X1, we're seeing a fight happen between DRG and X1 here over the Spirit Well. DRG opting to use that no ult zone to try and deter the aggression, but it did nothing. They immediately recognized that they were not going to be allowed to fend them off. They were going to continue aggressing onto this situation, so they immediately fade back, disengage, and live to fight another day. Well, here we are, Raven, going into this Realm of the Yang. We've got JDG up against FPX. A 2-tick with that red soul. Jade is looking pretty good for them. What do you think, Raven?
Well, JDG's Tut is going to be opening up with the Brando with the R&B from the top ropes. Still, it's not going to matter. He gets a ton of pressure onto the jumps. The meter's going to be invested, but he's armor's already stripped. We just ignored the Kylan with the gold fan just shredding you from behind. He's going to pop this ultimate. Zai has to be careful right now. He is very vulnerable. He's going to use that meter to go away, but Tut hot on her heels, looking for the stagger, pushing her out into the Krumio, but she is going to get a lot of heal off now. She's fine. She's stabilizing right now. Now the momentum is going to go back for this Zai. Zai still holding on to her ultimate. Tut does get a lot of heal off before he comes out of this, but now Meteor or Matario is going to be coming out. Everyone's invisible, but Tut's doing a good job for his teammates of putting the pressure onto Zai. Zai's going to be coming out of ultimate. Tap dodge roll over and over. Matari trying to find that dash through, but he is going to be able to get out. Jing on the hottie, trying to peel now. Atari down to the 1 HP situation. He is going to get parried by the crewmate. The fist blade just trapping him in the corner. And it looks like FPX is going to fall.
That's rough.
Momentum of JDG is just too much for them to handle. They are going to get steamrolled, but on the outside, steamrolling just like that, JDG, X1 is going to clean up ASE as well.
Good lord, these Kylans are just... They are a force to be reckoned with. The freight trains just rolling through all of these players. It seems it's just, hey, you know what I'm talking about. You've experienced it at home. You know what I mean. Good lordy, Kylan. He is certainly very, very strong, and we can definitely see why in, I think, the majority, if not all of the MVPs of today, it has been that Hardy Kylan zipping composition coming out on top and securing those MVPs. And I mean, we talked about it earlier, how there weren't necessarily compositions that truly stood out above the rest, but and even so, even though we've been seeing all of these Hardy Kylan compositions getting these MVPs, I think that still holds true in that it's just come down to the maps and the individual plays of these players that have been accelerating the power of the Hardy Kylan composition. I'm not, because hey, we've talked about it before. There is certainly quite a few counters to this composition. If you don't play it perfectly, you are going to get taken down. It may just be the fact that these teams have put in so much work into their Hardy Kylan as they've been playing the other compositions for so long already that they're very well versed in those matchups. They've just been unlocking and finding new ways to make this comp more and more oppressive. There we are taking a look at a fight between FPX Sansi and Moran from ASE in the storm. Sansi, I will say, buddy, you probably could have killed him if you'd just done an uppercut off the dash there, bro, instead of stalling out and going for the LMB uppercut, but it is what it is. It is a compulsion that many of us are afflicted with. The untrue from the dual halberds, the dual blades. I am a fender myself. I do it as well. But one thing that it is bad practice at the end of the day. So chat, we all have to try and strive to immediately uppercut off of the back of a Matari F or Taka F or Taka ult punch, whatever it might be, as it is untrue and it can spell disaster in those clutch situations. If you're in the habit of doing that untrue, you might find yourself getting punished heavily for it, as if your opponent has an ability such as Wu Chen F or Matari Dash, whatever it might be. You could find yourself eating a lot of damage for doing something that is very easy to correct. But Raven, we're taking a look here at FPX. We've got 2 minutes 20 on the clock. It's gonna be rough. They're up against Alliance on their Viper composition. An extremely strong team. If today is any indication, they've already lost a member. Are they gonna be able to salvage this one?
Well, Johnson going to be popping that Zai ultimate. He is going to get sniped off by this Tessa ultimate. The Kurumi will fall right now. Wuchen still is going to have that backup, but NY7 just too accurate on the Viper, setting him for a ride. Dragon Slayer going to come.
Oh no!
XCM coming out of nowhere. Triple tap dodge in with the Viper V1. Massive Sakurku now. Yoma is going to get stunned, but now NY7 using his V1 as a zoning utility. And again, Alliance is going to make their way out of this situation. They will lose their Wuchen though. Alliance NY7's telling him to hold E so he can buy him back at least. And now we are down to 20. Alliance at 9 kills. DRG at 0, but still here and alive in the end game. JDG up to 8 kills. X1 up to 8 kills. Wolves up to 6. SS1 up to 5. We have one siphon or two siphons. 2 hottie compositions. 2 Vipers. And 1 Zymatari. Again, even distribution and representation going into these end games. X1's going to be holding on to the Spirit Well, and they're willing to sit here within the Moonbane. This is very, very dangerous. You can't just get hit double time, forcing this away. They're already up at a halfway point. Will a team come in to challenge here for this? 21 people left alive. Looks like we are just going to give it to X1. Are we going to ult? Oh! Nice job from X1. They're not going to just instant cap it. They're going to hold on to it for as long as possible, using the dome as a ranged defensive. This would make me a little bit nervous, though. It's just so likely that someone's going to do like some type of drop-down play. You have to have someone staring at the sky. You're going to make this play in endgame.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with these trees around, it's very easy to get dropped down onto. But I believe that they need to cap this sooner rather than later, as I do believe in one of the in the patch they stated that if the Spirit Well doesn't get captured by a certain point, it will just fully despawn. So they need to claim it soon. Otherwise, they might accidentally miss out on the buff that they worked so hard to secure for themselves. But we're heading over to Wolves and Alliance fighting it out. Alliance having resurrected their Wuchen. Revenge, unfortunately, even though he just did get res, is on that white armor. I see a blue armor in the water. They might be able to armor swap before he gets focused down. X1, speaking of focusing people down, jumping in. Revenge does get eliminated here. ZDI, the menace with the Kylan ultimate. Not only is he currently an ultimate, but he has another one ready to go at a moment's notice. But now kiting back, recognizing the potential threat from the third party. JDG looking to vulture in and see if they can pick up some of these kills. SS1 fading back as well. Alliance looks as though they're in a pretty rough spot. NY7 forced to use that Viper ultimate to try and peel for his Tessa, making it so that he can actually make it out alive. But will they be able to fully recover? There's still plenty of people in the vicinity looking to try and dive in and get some of these eliminations in these final moments of the final game of the day. ZDI again pulling the trigger on that Kylan ultimate. They're all dancing dangerously at the edge of this Moonbane. Very risky. They do have that Mystic Might, they do have that damage reduction, but regardless, it will still be very bad for them if they get stuck within the Moonbane and eat multiple hits with all these players lurking on the outside, ready to take full advantage of it. Looks as though, ooh, they are going to be able to get the res here. Dongxing just barely managing to find the resurrection onto WX98, the tether having come through as well. But unfortunately, WX98 immediately gets taken down again. Not sure if it was from the Moonbane or from what else. I didn't manage to catch it on the kill feed. But SS1 Rosemary looking to try and get in and get some of this loot, but taking so much damage. So dangerous. That's not where you want to be, buddy. The tether is coming through. DRG narrowly avoiding that Tessa ultimate. The parry comes in. Dongxing immediately getting capitalized on, fully consolidated on, and busted down the Kurumi ult. Came in, but it wasn't enough to keep him alive. Wolves looking like they're not slowing down in this endgame. DRG, Alliance, Everyone's still kicking, fighting to the last to try and secure as much as they can going forward in this endgame, Raven. Are we going to see a Wolves victory here, or are they going to fall to JDG, as JDG's looking very strong with their Mystic Might buff? I think you might be muted, Mr. Raven PLZ. I cannot hear you, my friend. There we go.
Wolves coming out on top. XEM getting that first kill, but it's all JDG in this endgame. JDG with 12 kills. Tut again going absolutely crazy, just finding all the 1 HP opponents. Kakashi is gonna fall. Tut finding kills, finding the soul blues, and now finding Jay, but he has to be careful right now. He only has a little bit of white health. He's gonna get pushed. The red Jade is gonna proc. He goes back up to 1,000 health. Dipping F1 is also gonna pick him up. JDG's Xing. Let this team stabilize. Now X1 is going to be able to get surrounded by JL, but the cube is going to be coming out. He still has Kylanol. He has to be careful right now. Going to pop the Kylanol. JL keeping up the pressure, trying to get the proc on this Kylanol, but it looks like they don't want to overcommit. DDI able to get the Soul Blue, pick up his out. Now we're down to 13. The amount of pressure coming out from these Kylans. Tut saved, and this is what I was saying. I wanted to see which teams were landing Red Jade and how quickly they get it, but going back, that Red Jade ends up saving his life. JDG keeps on fighting, but there are multiple teams with a lot of kills right now. X1 with a lot of kills, Alliance with 10, JDG with 14. It's still anyone's game with 11 people alive. Now, high terrain situation, this is where Hadi shines. This is where Kylan shines. People are going to get punted into zone. As this zone closes more and more, everyone's trying to rebuild their ultimate, and we're gonna get one more big finale before this game ends. Who do you think is gonna take this one, Duncan? Low ground, high ground? Can JL come out with this? If JL comes out with this on the Takeda, I gotta say they're the GOATs. This is really bad terrain for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen it before. Sand Siphon, they can make it work on the most terrain, but that was in the past where Kylan wasn't a factor. Now Kylan just being the king of these situations, it will be a very difficult task indeed. But we will have to see. ZDI doesn't have his ultimate available just yet. XLY is holding off on using that Hardy ultimate, going to be placing that cube up in the sky very soon, I believe, as all of this chaos is unfolding. JL doing a very good job of sectioning off this side of the zone for themselves with this Merciless Havoc, one of the Jades of Destiny, as you like to call them. I completely agree. They may be destined for victory here. One Thing continuously sending out these barrages of attacks, making it extremely hard for any team to create openings and to burn the resources of JL. And being the Sand Siphon composition that they are, it's even more difficult. JDG opting to go for the ultimate low ground here, down at the bottom, tucked away, trying to stay as inconspicuous as possible. But will they be able to survive, as it could very easily turn very quickly? The ultimate coming through from NY7, coming in and stunning these players, but unfortunately not able to get the kill himself, having it stolen away and then immediately eliminated. JL taking full advantage of the situation. The Dreadful Whale coming through as well. BVV looking for the heal reset, trying to get as much of his health topped up before the zone starts to close further and further in. Xing diving in with this Hardy ultimate, trying to get some value. The cube having been placed up in the sky, immediately going back into flight, but the ultimate is going to be cut short, getting pulled out of the mech there, and now the ultimate does expire, but I believe Two-Tick is held onto his ultimate. Here it is. He pulls the trigger on the freight train, on the cleave, gonna be diving in, diving through all these players, but he's stuck on the terrain. Is he gonna be able to get enough value here out of this ultimate? It might be a bit tough, but he's still alive and kicking. The heal-off situation, we see VVV desperately trying to heal himself up in the background, and it goes to a draw. No team is gonna claim that first place, Raven. They are gonna be going down to kill points, and JDG are going to be coming out on top.
Surprise, surprise. I mean,
the other bi-weekly finals, tying was very, very common. I was actually surprised